It's Friday. It's your boy Bugatti NYC. It's our bottom line time out there in YouTube land. Let me get this camera straight real quick. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you, could have went anywhere. Fact to the matter, that you came in to chill with me. I appreciate you. Hope you guys can hear me loud and clear on the mics. We got our audio up. I hear it in the background right there. But, you know, we got to fine tune the video. So let me get that straight. Who we got up in the building this morning? Good morning, Mark. Good morning. I see Casey up in the building this morning. And who else we got up in it? We want to get up in some shout outs for real quick. Brian. Okay. See you guys. Gonna get it going. Don't worry about it. Let's get it straight. Let's get this camera straight and everything. Making sure that we're good. Okay. Okay. Don't take us too long no more. Just got to make sure that we got it all centered and everything. Just that's why we give ourselves that extra time in the morning. Okay. Got to open up this one up here too. Got all of the monitors setting in real time. Got to get that going. How's everybody doing? It's Friday, y'all. Doom, doom. Just got paid. Friday night. They tipping Bugatti. Super chats left and right. Let's keep it moving, you guys. Let's go. Let me get this let me get this screen open up here. Hope everybody's doing good. And raise your hand if you were missed yesterday, and if you're a family member or a mod. Yeah, raise your hand if you were missed yesterday, and we still prayed for you. Y'all know how we do. Let's keep it moving. Let me go ahead and fix this camera. Happy to see everybody here. Hope everybody's healthy, having a fantastic morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, now I got to open up this one real quick. See what's going on with this pad over here. This is how I cheat so I could see if I'm centered, you guys. I don't mind showing you. Actually, if you guys want to do podcasting or learn how to do this stuff, I have no problem with sharing information. So if anybody's interested in starting their own podcast or whatever like that, or how I do my setup with my cameras, you might not want to do it like me because I'm a maniac, but I have no problem with sharing information because no one shared with me. And that's what we're here for. So if you want to start a podcast, you want to figure out how to do some stuff, go ahead and email me, bridgethisllc@gmail.com. I'll get back to you. Let's go ahead and get this up there. I like to be able to see myself and what I'm doing. So now I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing here. This way I can know that I'm centered over there. I want to make sure. Sometimes if you want to make sure, you got to be perfect. You got to do what you got to do sometimes, guys. We're not exactly perfect, but you know what? I'm going to take that. I'm going to accept it because you can't be greedy and it might get worse. So yeah, you guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. Will Trump be successful in his pursuit to take over Greenland? We're about to find out, you guys. Let's get this camera. I think we got the camera straight. Let's get this audio back on. Yes, it's good to be alive. It's Friday, celebrating the last few days of our anniversary. You know, so right about now, I got to just tell you guys, pretty excited to be here with you and to be above ground, to be honest with you. So much going on. And when you report so much going on, it makes you kind of get caught up a little bit, get a little bit into what's going on in the news. Without any further ado, hope everybody's good. It's time to say the prayer for the morning. For everybody that's here, for good health, good spirits, good energy, as well as your family and the animals. That's right, you guys. Who we praying for this morning? We got Casey in the building, Solo Thug, Brian Kings, Falcon. Who's that? Falcon? Rebecca Lanyen Bueno. How you doing, Rebecca? I hope you're feeling good. We got Liberty and Justice up in here. Hope you're good. Didn't see you yesterday. And Casey. Anyway, hope you guys are good, Solo Thug. I'm just glad that you guys are here, and I'm so glad that you're happy and you're healthy. Amen. It's time to go. I already know. You ready? I think he's ready to go. I'm ready to go already. I've been up since what? 2 o'clock. Let's go, y'all. Okay. One couple more seconds. Because you know we got to do it right. Got the camera straight. move over a little bit so you guys can hear loud and clear. Hope we got the audio good. That's right. Hope we got the audio good. Everybody I missed, you know I got y'all coming up. Because I'm ready to go. And they're ready to go. It's time to start the show. I hope you're ready, yo, 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 yo. And now, since everybody's here, wind it up. Wind it up. Wind it up. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. I think it's 6 o'clock here. Well, we're going to give you a little bit more. We're going to throw the wave. Okay. Ole. And now what do? Woosah. We gotta open up those pores. We gotta open up those pores. I gotta open up those pores. I gotta open up those pores. All right, open them up. That's right. We gotta wake ourselves up. That's how we do it in the morning. Sometimes I even do that right there. That's right. We got to just open ourselves up and wake ourselves up for the morning. Because especially if it's doom, 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 doom. I'm steady trying to find a motive. Why do what I do? Freedom ain't getting no closer. No matter how far I go. My car is stolen, no registration. The cops patrolling, now they done stopped me and what? And now I get locked up, don't let me out. They won't let me out, I got locked up, they won't let me out, no. They won't let me out, locked up, let me out. They won't let me out, I got locked up. No, what? Headed uptown to re-up. Back with a couple of, I can't do the whole song, y'all. But you know what I can do? You know what I can do? I can do the intro. If, bump that beat. It's Friday the 23rd. That's right, y'all. 2026. I'm your host, BOOGOTTINYC, and this here's our bottom line. Where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that. Where we be talking about this and chat and that and this and this and that. Just got me lit. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Friday. I know y'all can't wait. If y'all gotta go to work, y'all ready to get this information so y'all can get locked and loaded, know what's going on with trending topics, current event, my antics, and the #1 chat family in YouTube history. That's you guys right there. So what I'm gonna ask you guys to do right now, give yourselves a round of applause. We got a lot to get into, you guys. I'm not playing around. I don't want to waste any time because of the fact that we have so much content to give. I'm gonna be stacking these videos a certain way just to make sure that we get through the flow of the show. Only thing I'm gonna ask you guys to do is what? Stay on topic, stay on point. Let me know where you're chiming in from. It's even cooler, tell me what time it is. Why? Because I like to know. And the reason I ask you guys to tell me where you're chiming in from is because I love to go and see if I can do research and find places that you guys are at and see what's going on there. Opens up my perspective as well to seeing other places. So you guys, if y'all ready, I'm ready. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? And do me a favor, hit that notification bell down there so you know when we're on. But if not, if you did all that already, let's get into these titles. You guys know what I'm about to say right now, right? Because I already did the 5 on it. So now it's time to get to work. Okay, we got Trump. Will Trump be successful in his pursuit to take over Greenland? That's the big thing on the board right now. Greenland, Iran, Cuba, what's going on in Venezuela. But you know what a lot of people in New York and our states and cities are saying? What about us? That's right, you guys. We're going to get into it. Let's keep on moving forward. Because secondly, we have the court rules that Mahmoud Khalil, sorry to say it, Mahmoud, but it's time to be deported back to Algeria because the courts overturned his decision, and that means that he's going to be leaving our country, you guys. Sorry to say that. Let's double tap that screen and get those likes up. Also, what I'm going to ask you guys to do right now is, the last thing we got here is one more thing. Can't leave without that because it's very important. You guys ready? Sadly, they're not on the board in the physical or in the picture, but you know what you do see? Bill and Hillary Clinton found in contempt of Congress. And you guys know what happened to a couple of the last few people that were found in contempt. They got locked up and they didn't want to let them out, which was the theme of our show today and why we did it. But you know what, to be honest with you, I don't think they're going to arrest or lock up a sitting president and the former first lady. So we don't have to worry about that. But we're going to keep on moving forward. Let's double tap that screen, get those likes up, because what is it time to do right now? It's time for us to open up and see what we got going on the first opening of our president. We got to say what's going on. We're about to get into it right now, you guys. It's breaking information where Trump's going to reveal how he plans to acquire or pay for Greenland and much more. Let's get into it, you guys. Good morning. Hope you got your water, your tea, your coffee. It's time to get into it. It's our bottom line. Let's go. Come on.
Mr. President, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you.
You have talked about this framework, the beginning of a framework that you've spoken with the NATO secretary about. Can you tell us anything about that? Does this ultimately mean that the U.S. will ultimately acquire Greenland?
Well, I don't know if I can say that, but it could be. I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. But in the meantime, we're getting everything we wanted: total security, total access to everything, have as many bases, have all the equipment that we want. And very importantly, building the Golden Dome, we call it. It was called the Iron Dome. Somehow the Golden Dome sounded a little bit better. But we have a technology that's second to none. You saw what we did with Israel. And that's our ingenious that did that. And it's amazing. It's just, it's foolproof. And we're going to be building it. And it works much better when we have access to Greenland. Just covers more territory, covers it more accurately. Missiles will be more accurate by having it. It's very important strategically as a piece, and we will have everything we want. We're getting.
That makes a lot of sense. I know there's a lot of people that's not for it, but strategically it makes a lot of sense because he's saying that nothing will actually even be able to get this far to us. You know what I'm saying? It'll protect Greenland as well, but of course, because Greenland is before us, we'll be able to take out whatever they aim at us before it gets to us, hopefully. Let's double tap that screen, get those likes up.
Everything we want at no cost.
So the Golden Dome will be on Greenland?
A piece of it, yes, and it's a very important part because everything comes over Greenland. If the bad guys start shooting, it comes over Greenland. So we knock it down. It's pretty infallible. It's amazing. Ronald Reagan had the idea a long time ago, but we didn't have any technology at that point. The concept was great, but there was no technology. Now we have unbelievable technology. I mean,
let's keep it on technology. Greenland, what he's talking about right now, the strategic placement of the missiles and things. Let's keep it there. Let's keep it there for 1 second, because now we're talking about negotiations and a little bit more.
Trump, right?
As well as the backstory.
Now in Davos, Switzerland. Let's listen in.
Pulitzer Prize winner. Getting lots of pictures. Exactly.
They were supposed to be tired. They all flew with you.
Many of them flew with me. They're not good, they won't fly back. They're very good.
Someone pointed out something and said U.S. can already build any base that they want on Greenland. I understand what you're saying as well, and that's true because he said it before. Remember when he said they built bases and they actually had owned part of Greenland, but they gave it back after they fought for it? Said that yesterday, so you're right about that.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to be with you, and I thank the media for being here. We've taken long trips, and this was a long one, but it's been working very well. We're having tremendous meetings with heads of state, with people of very big consequence having to do with war and peace, which is why we're here. And I just want to thank the Secretary General for being with us. We have a few things to discuss. It was a meeting I actually look very forward to. He's doing a fantastic job. We've been friends. We lifted GDP from 2% to 5% together. That was done jointly, and it worked out really very well, and we appreciate it, Mark. So we'll be talking about various things. We'll be talking about Greenland. I imagine it may come up in our discussion. And but I think the trip has been amazing so far. It's been amazing.
All right, y'all. That's it. Like to hear it from the horse's mouth, because when we can't, you hear it from everybody else, everyone else's opinions. That's the most we're going to get, because it was about to go over to the Prime Minister. He was just going to make some recommendations and talk about how happy he was that this was happening. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, over to Algeria, because what's about to happen? Doom, 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 doom. That's right, you guys. Doom, 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 doom. See ya. Hope you had a good time. That's right, you guys. It's a bad situation for some. Some people are actually rejoicing and happy about this. I'm kind of borderline. Let me know what you think about the situation with Mahmoud Khalil, said to be deported to Algeria. Check this out, you guys. After the courts overturn a decision, look at what's going to be happening soon.
Breaking news this morning. Mahmoud Khalil, a former Columbia University graduate student arrested by ICE agents after taking part in pro-Palestinian protests, is set to be deported to Algeria. We've been following this story since the beginning. This is all according to a top official with the Department of Homeland Security. The move comes after a federal appeals court reversed the lower court's decision that freed this Syrian-born activist from immigration jail. The Trump administration maintains Khalil lied on documents as he applied for permanent U.S. residency and has argued he supports Hamas. Khalil denies he does and says he does not support violence. We're following break.
I understand that. I saw things going on up at Columbia University that were pretty aggravating to myself, because I'm from 108th Street. Columbia University starts at about, let's say, what is that, 114th Street? I would say about 114th Street and Broadway. But it goes all the way over to Amsterdam, and then they actually have a little more. It's Teachers College over there too. So they have a big place over there. I used to love going over there. I think the people are nice over there. I don't like when I see people in school that are being disrupted from education. I have a lot to say about people that pay tuition that don't want to be a part of certain things but get caught up into it, and they can't concentrate, but they still have to pay. It's kind of like when you're on the road and you're driving your car and people outside have a mission statement that they're trying to get through, and they just walk into the middle of the street and they want you to stop to hear what they have to say. It's kind of similar to that. You're disrupting things just to get, your say, but you're actually really probably disrupting someone from going to work, doing something they have to do as well, and getting their point across. They might have a mission statement to make as well. Let's get on over to Davos, where Trump says that he's got a closed-door meeting with Zelensky, and it's a possibility that's a good message, but we already know, even if Zelensky says, okay, he wants to stop the WAR, war, that doesn't mean Putin's going to want to do the same thing.
It was good. Look, we have a ways to go. They're meeting with President Putin today, as you know. The meeting was good with President Zelensky. We'll see how it turns out. A lot of people being killed.
What's going to be the message to President Putin? What do you want President Putin to
The war has to end.
do? You have a deal? Mr. President, can Ukraine still count on your support?
I think that was it.
We hope it's going to end. A lot of people being killed. Last month they had 30,000 people killed. 30,000, mostly soldiers. And it's really a war that has to end.
How do you about joining your board of peace?
We didn't discuss that.
Do you want to
We didn't discuss that.
Why did you accept the charge with the president? How did the meeting go? I mean, you've obviously been
I think
working
the
on this
meeting was
meeting.
good. I think the meeting with President Zelensky was good. It's an ongoing process, and a lot of people being killed.
What do you mean by I mean, President, what do you today?
We'll have to see what happens.
What do you mean by
We're meeting
total
with Russia. We're meeting with Russia. That'll take place tomorrow. We're going to be meeting with President Putin. I had a very good meeting with President Zelensky. Everybody wants to have the war end.
On your board of actions,
Yeah, we're going to see what Putin do, because every time, y'all already know, and I can't even front, because Zelensky, you've been known to send a drone or 32 at a time. You know what I'm saying? A drone or 30 at a time. And what's on those drones? Nothing nice. I'm telling you that. So hopefully we will get over this Russian war and Ukrainian situation as well. Double tap that screen, y'all. It's Friday. Doom, 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 doom. It's Friday, y'all. Turn up. It's the weekend. Let's keep on going. Minnesota. That's right. We got to get into it. Now it's time to every little city we go, every little video. No matter where we go, they're trying to steal the dough. That's right, you guys. They're trying to steal the dough. Now we got some information where Pam Bondi breaks an announcement. This is going down for an arrest in the Minnesota church protest probe. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Double tap that screen to get those likes up if you appreciate the content. Matter of fact, are we going to do that? No, we're going to get that one after. We're going to swing back to that one. Okay, I got you. I see you over there ready to work. Thank you.
Contributor and a retired NYPD inspector. This thing feels like it is growing. What did you think about the interview from the jail?
Yeah.
Can we take it seriously?
Here's the thing. Obviously, she has an incentive to say what she's saying. She's looking at 30 years. She's very involved with this. The danger for the people.
We're talking about the person, I forgot, they're going to say her name, but this is the person that was involved at the helm of the Feeding Our Futures conspiracy, the fraud that was going on. It was the first one that we broke here about Minnesota. I don't know if you guys remember vaguely, there was a gift bag with a bunch of money in it, and it was like kind of like somebody was trying to drop it off somewhere. This happened months ago. So yeah, there was a lot of little spits and spurts about things before it actually got going where it's at right now.
She's talking about Waltz, Fry, Ellison, and others, is the fact that she can serve as a pointer. Whether we choose to believe her or not, it comes down to, will a grand jury, or ultimately if it goes to trial, a petit jury, a jury of her peers, 12 people, potentially believing her testimony.
She wants to give up everything now because she's facing 30 years. She's trying to get a deal cut. That's what she's looking to do. So she's willing to give up everybody. It's basically what he's telling you right now.
Relative to these other people. But when you have somebody like this that was on the inside, we always called it in intelligence a pointer. She's there to tell you as you go through a mountain of emails, a mountain of communications, which we know they serve subpoenas to get, those subpoenas for documents, right, including electronic documents. As you ferret through a mountain of stuff, if you have a quote-unquote pointer to say, no, forget about that. Look over here. Saves you a lot of time. It helps focus the investigation. And sure, they might have to cut a deal so that she has less time in order to testify and all of that. But that's how cases are made. Anybody who's ever seen a mafia movie knows that.
It seems like a week to...
Anybody heard those words he said? That what he said at the end right there? Might have to cut a deal. Yeah, might have to cut a deal because the information that she could give you could like stop you from having to waste so much man hours, so much time looking in the wrong area. Like if you already been part of something and you know where to look and they all over there, you ever play hot and cold with somebody? You're cold, man. You're cold. You're getting warm now. All right, now you're getting warm. And then you're like, instead of doing all that, let's not play hot and cold. It's over there, man. Look right there. That's how we was doing it, how it was going down. Now, how much you want to take over my time? Because I'm willing to snitch for some less time. Let's keep on moving forward because this Jack Smith thing is really trying to break through. We're going to take some information from here because, again, when we get it from the horse's mouth, it's better than what, y'all? Come on. It's better than the hearsay. Let's get it going. Let's double tap that screen to get those likes up.
June 28th, 2022, 8 o'clock in the evening. And she told some stories. I mean, these were some stories. She talked about President lunged across the back seat, grabbed the steering wheel, tried to drive the car to the Capitol. And I just want to know, you think she was lying?
Chairman Jordan, my assessment of that particular issue is that with respect to the testimony about the president lunging towards the driver, my recollection of her testimony about that is that it was secondhand. She said she'd heard that from somebody.
You familiar with the name Tony Ornato?
I'm sorry?
You familiar with the name Tony Ornato?
Yes.
White House Deputy Chief of Operations, Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations, right? You remember what he said about it?
As I sit here right now, I do not.
Yeah, he said it didn't happen.
Thank you so much, everybody. Show some love right there to Alan Hendricks for showing love for Bugatti and making the world better. Thank you to all the mods, and thank you for getting up early to help us make sense of things, whether it's going to work or getting off. Love you, bro. Get him! That's right. Thank you. Love you, too. And thank you so much. It's appreciated for the super chat.
How about Bobby Engel? You familiar with that name?
Yes, I am.
Secret Service agent who was actually in the car that day. You know what he said? He said it didn't happen. And they both said the first time they ever heard this story was when Miss Hutchinson testified in the primetime hearing as their star witness of the January 6th committee. By the way, did you ever confirm her testimony about this particular incident?
We conducted, as I said before, our own independent investigation of all aspects of the case that we thought was relevant. We, attorneys from my office.
Did you ever confirm it? That's a simple question.
We
interviewed
her, I should say, attorneys in my office before.
Did you ever confirm the president leaping across the seat, grabbing the steering wheel, this whole concoction she brought up in the January 6th hearing? Did you ever confirm that?
Right. We interviewed another firsthand witness who was in the car who did not confirm that had happened, but also
in your deposition to the committee last month, Mr. Smith, you said this: my recollection with Miss Hutchinson was a number of the things that she gave evidence on were secondhand hearsay. You remember making that statement to us last month in the deposition?
I did, and I was referring particularly to what we're talking about now.
Yeah, and you also said Miss Hutchinson, regarding this particular claim, was a second or even third-hand witness. We asked you, if you were a defense attorney, how would you handle cross-examining her if she was on the witness stand? And you said, if I were a defense attorney and Miss Hutchinson were a witness, the first thing I would do was seek to preclude her testimony because it was hearsay. You remember saying all that?
I'll tell you one thing. He could be a good Abraham Lincoln if he felt like being an actor for one movie. Look like Honest Abe, but right about now, Jack, you're not looking so honest. Womp, womp, womp. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because now we got some breaking news. Where we going right now with this? Did we do that one already? No? What are we doing the Pam Bondi situation? Did we do that already? I think we did that about the church protest already. Let me see what we got coming up in the queue. You guys, be a boy a favor and double tap that screen, because we got to get on over to, that's right, this is the confrontation. The agitators that are blocking the road surrounding the ICE vehicles. What do you think they should do when their cars and their vehicles are now being surrounded? Let me show you what they got going on now after the cars are getting messed up and messed with. Check this out, you guys.
Is because it is a sanctuary jurisdiction that prohibits local law enforcement and authorities from cooperating with ICE. And so the murderers, rapists, drug traffickers, the violent illegal alien criminals that have been protected, running free on the streets of cities like Minneapolis, ICE is going in to try and get them and deport them. That was President Trump's promise to the nation, to close the border, which he's done 8 straight months of 0 releases, and to remove these individuals.
I just love these idiot lawmakers, from the mayor to the governor, who say, I'm really proud of how peaceful and how much love is out there. Does this look like love to you? Is this love to you when you get in front of a law enforcement official and don't let them go to a convenience store, or you work in that convenience store and you don't serve them? Is that the love that Minneapolis is giving out? Does that look like a lovely thing to do, jumping on a law enforcement officer and then claiming some other, you're under duress or that you have a disability? This is absolutely an embarrassment. If people in Minneapolis could see the way they're being, could see themselves and see this video and are proud, they're living in a different country.
It was about a week ago.
Well, if somebody else living in a different country, or she wanted to, she could. Because I tell you one thing, she got enough bread to do it. You know who I'm talking about? Somebody that you all know and love, and you love when she has some conversation and some kickback or some information to tell you guys. But I'm not going to tell you until you hit that like button, because I think that we're doing pretty good this Friday morning, bringing you this update, information, as well as current events and trending topics. Do your boy a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button up there. I'm not asking for no dough, even though it would be nice. I'm not, but I got some Bustelo and Lipton tea bags in the kitchen, so I'll be fine. But what I would appreciate, how you could pay and show your appreciation, hit that like button, or it'll be really nice if you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell down there so that you know we're on. And who am I talking about? None other than the breaking new details on the investigation into Ilhan Omar's explosive net worth.
Fox News alert, Ilhan Omar under investigation after racking up millions while she was in Congress. Senior national correspondent Kevin Cork has it. What's up, Kevin?
How much though she got?
Good to see you, my friend. What's the old saying? Follow the money? Well, that's precisely what the House Oversight Committee is doing. They are probing squad member Ilhan Omar's skyrocketing family wealth, Jesse, especially in the wake of that $9 billion, some would argue $19 billion, Somali social services fraud scandal that exploded in her district in Minnesota. The Oversight Chair, James Comer, says his team's lawyers are exploring the extraordinary step of subpoenaing Omar's spouse over his curious business practices. Republicans want to know how the Somali-born Omar and her politically connected husband Tim Minette went from being nearly broke to being worth around $30 million in just a year, according to her 2024 disclosure forms. Quoting Comer now, there are a lot of questions as to how her husband accumulated so much wealth over the past 2 years. It's not possible. It's not. And he's a money guy.
I need to follow his
Minette and his
stock
partner,
trades.
Will Haler, back in 2022, formed an investment firm, Jesse, named Rose Lake Capital. They had $42 in their bank account at the time, but in a year, up to $25 million, according to Omar's filing. What? By the way, he also has a wine business that went from next to nothing to millions on its books. Not surprisingly, associates were so perplexed about the irregularities, they brought information and attention to the feds to, look into it. Now, for her part, the Congresswoman has repeatedly, and I say defiantly, denied any wrongdoing while being also careful to criticize the ongoing probe. But, sometimes I say, Jesse, the ones who yell the loudest have the most to hide.
That's why I always say people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, because you got a glass house and you out there talking all this crap about somebody else and you're just spewing all of this stuff and throwing rocks at their house. All they got to do is pick up the rocks that you threw at them and throw them right back. They don't even have to hit you. All they got to do is hit your house. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. That's what that means. Double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up, you guys, because guess what? Yeah, we got some situations coming up right here that I'm going to see if I can help guide you guys through. For some reason, I've always had situations, some actual good situations with landlords. You're looking at a man that went to court with at least, let's say, 7 landlords, and I probably lost about 1 case. Probably lost about 1, you guys. Tell you what, I'll tell you a little bit of history when we get into this clip right here. Because what I have for you is New York, and if I can make it there, I'll make it. Anywhere, it's up to you, New York, New York. That's right, you guys. We got to go and shut it down right now because we got the list of New York's worst landlords. And I happen to know one. I'm going to tell you something. This is the list that I don't think any landlord would want to be on. Let's keep on moving forward. Double tap that screen and get those likes up. Let's go, y'all.
Nobody wants to be on. New York City's annual worst landlord list is out, and the city's public advocate released these rankings saying this year's worst landlord is Margaret Brunn, racking up the most violations in history. 24 buildings with nearly 5,000 open violations. Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles shows us what landed her at the top of the list and how the company she represents is now responding.
I have to keep that window open. I have to.
It didn't take a watch for Merlin Williams to know that her landlord of
Okay, so I got to go back real quick and break this down to you since I can see it, and I'm not going to just let it slide and you guys not see what I see. I really need you to understand what's going on here because it's very important for respiratory issues. Check this out, and I understand what she's saying. This is a bathroom window, the top of it. As you guys can see, the window is open. You can see precipitation or rain right there on the top of the window that's probably hit because the window's been open, right? So also what you see, those little speckles of peppers that's going on around the white up there in those corners, all of that white stuff right there, everything up there, that's mold. And it's not too pleasant or something that you need to be inhaling a lot. Now, that's not a large amount, but the sad part about it is we don't know what's on the inside of that structure right there. Sometimes they may have to run a test on it, see what's going on, and they may have to take the whole thing out. Okay, let's keep on moving forward. Also, if you ever have this issue or come about this in your home, the best situation, the best recourse that you can do immediately, because that looks cleanable, you get yourself some Clorox and some water and just spray it and clean it with Clorox, and that'll make all of the mold basically go away for a while. If it starts coming back, you probably got to treat it with something else, like maybe a Tilex mold, or find something that's an industrial strength. Worst come to worst, if it's an apartment building that you live in, you might want to contact the landlord. And also, during this whole time, you definitely want to make sure that they come and test for mold. Let's keep on moving forward. You guys double tap that screen.
Landlord of 38 years has pretty much let her apartment fall apart. How many times have you filed a complaint?
Lord Jesus, countless. Countless. Countless.
These are the people I take care of first in my management company. I take care of them first because of the fact that I like to see the results of when we flip everything. I'll be like, yo, can I come in here and do this and do that? You seriously gonna come? And then I show up and they're like, oh, and then we get in there and do what we gotta do to see people happy. That's a reward in itself.
Countless times.
In fact, she's happy to find out her landlord has been named the worst in the city.
From what I see right there with that situation where she put that piece of tile on that door, she's basically doing that to keep the refrigerator door closed. That means that the seal around the edge of the refrigerator is no longer working, and it's not keeping suction and making the refrigerator door close, or the icebox door close on the top. You can probably fix something like that by going online or finding another seal and fixing it yourself. Maybe about $27, $28 fix.
Good. Because things will get done.
Number 1, Margaret Brunn. And number 2, Donald Hastings.
Wednesday morning in Prospect Lefferts Gardens, public advocate Jamani Williams outing number 1 and number...
Y'all see that third one right there? Barry Singer beat him in court. Had to break your boy off. Had to pay me to leave an apartment. But Barry, mad cool. Barry's a cool guy. Just gotta tell him, yo, look, you're gonna fix my apartment. I don't care what else is going on around here. You're gonna take care of mine. Let's keep on, and matter of fact, he might be about 80 at this point. Let's keep on moving forward.
2 on the 2025 Worst Landlord Watch List, who actually represent the same company, A&E Real Estate Holdings, with 9,000 open violations across 60 buildings in the city.
If A&E sounds familiar, it's because they have hundreds of properties in total, and because last week the city settled a lawsuit with A&E Real Estate, which will mandate repairs across some of their portfolio.
That settlement doesn't even apply to this building or many others to this landlord's portfolio across the city.
Who is my landlord? I have a landlord because I live in an apartment. I'm not ashamed to say that I live in an apartment, but yeah, I live in an apartment and I have a landlord. Let's keep on moving forward. Double tap that screen. That's not pertinent in this conversation right now, guys. We got other stuff to get into. See if you guys can, if you want to ask a question like that, put some money on it. Got about $1,000 to be asking personal questions. Who's my landlord? Like, what's going on with that? I can tell you who I work for or who we had a contract for. I ain't gonna tell you my landlord name. Y'all crazy. And I don't advise anybody else here to be sharing their landlord information or whatever. When you live in the city, you got an option. You can own a house somewhere if you got some dough, or what you can do, you know what you can do? Yeah. You can rent an apartment, get a roommate, because a house right now, moolah. Let's get on over to Minnesota. This clip that kept on trying to come up. Now I remember what it's about. We got a woman that's been convicted of the fraud, and she's speaking out from jail. I want you guys to hear about this case because guess what it's relative to? What we just saw previously. Let's keep on moving forward. You guys double tap that screen to get those likes up. Let's go. This is the person I was telling you guys about.
Minnesota, the convicted ringleader of one of the state's biggest fraud schemes, is speaking to Fox News from behind bars. Now, she believes that the scam was no surprise to local Democratic leaders, and she's naming names. She spoke to Alexis McAdams. Hi, Alexis.
Hey, Dana. Yeah, so everywhere you look in the state of Minnesota, right, there seems to be another fraud scam. So this one involves Amy Bach. She's a Minnesota woman convicted of fraud for taking taxpayer money that was meant to feed hungry kids. But listen to this. Bach tells me the real issue here is the state of Minnesota, which she says kept giving scammers your taxpayer money even after they were flagged as fraudsters.
I have to believe that the governor's office and Keith Ellison's office were aware of this. They've said they were involved in helping the FBI. They've said they were made aware, but apparently I'm scary, so they couldn't do anything.
So Bach ran this nonprofit called Feeding Our Future. You might have heard of it.
This is the first time we broke this story. Bach was involved in it. There was something about a gift bag where they were supposed to be paying somebody off. This is how the beginning of the onion started to peel off, you guys, right here with the Feeding Our Family's Future thing, or that the scam that they had going on with this. Also, this is another thing I wanted to say. When you're getting offered 30 years, this is the person that they started off in the whole show talking about. When you're getting offered 30 years, and let's say you're about 60 or 55 years old, you're like, I can get out when I'm 80, or I can give up somebody. I ain't no rapper, no thug, or no gangster. She gonna snitch. Guarantee you she is, because she's already telling. I wanna know who she's gonna tell on. Do they have any ties or any links to any of the government officials who's on top of this stuff? Let's see what's going on with this, you guys. Let's keep it moving.
It was one of dozens convicted in this $250 million scam. You can see her mugshot there. Prosecutors say this group set up sham restaurants. They pretended they were making these meals. They got paid by the state for those meals, but they just pocketed the cash. Bach, who's looking at 30 years behind bars, tells me the state signed off on those businesses, not her.
It all went through a process.
What if she started dropping names?
They were all paid by the state, yet all the fingers
Somebody
are being
said
pointed at me.
Tampon Tim knew for
And it's
sure.
not just Bach.
I'm just
Whistleblowers
reading.
told a congressional committee Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Attorney General Keith Ellison there ignored warnings for years as millions of dollars and millions were stolen on their watch. Congress is investigating a long list of massive fraud schemes in the state. It's hard to keep up. Prosecutors say it's led to at least $9 billion in fraud, Dana, and counting.
19.
Congress also asking why the Attorney General there would meet with a group of Somali fraudsters, which were under FBI investigation in 2021. The group can be heard in an audio clip given to us by Bach's lawyer offering to donate to his campaign if he can help them get their funding flowing again.
If you can get the spigot flowing again, we got you. And I know you guys, you've been here a long time. Many of the people in the comments know what we're talking about. We played the audio and they were saying things like, we know that you're a friend of ours, and we'll get you anything that you need to make this work out because you've always been a friend of ours. They were trying to see if he could turn the spigot back on so that they can keep on doing their wash, rinse, and steal, repeat situation. Now, as we already followed this story, we've got fake leering centers. That's right, you guys. I don't know what a leering center is. Maybe that's something that you're just supposed to leer at somebody, because damn sure it wasn't a learning center. And now that's been shut down ever since. So that was the first thing. We got the leering center. Then we find out about all of these health things that's going on that they're really not doing or receiving. Then we find out a month and a half ago, they were bringing the kids to these false daycare centers, signing in, getting paid, and going right back with the kids and leaving it, and not even leaving the kids at the daycare center. Now we have the fake restaurants that they set up to act like that was the place that they were making the food and giving back to the children. They had this organization set up, you guys, in a certain way. Let's keep on moving forward.
Ellison denies any wrongdoing here. He slammed Bach in a statement to Fox, calling her a liar, a manipulator, adding now she's on a media tour to deflect her guilt onto others instead of finally taking responsibility for this fraud scheme that she ran. So we reached out to Governor Walz too, Dana, and he didn't get back to us. House Republicans say it's just getting started. They want to subpoena Walz and Ellison because they say they're responsible for ripping off American taxpayers.
It said somebody in the comments said Nick Shirley, we gave him the props. We gave him his props. Somebody said Nick Shirley gave Omar a leering on a hoodie. Nick Shirley gave Omar a leering CTR hoodie. Okay, let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I don't know what CTR means. Maybe you could tell me. Now, because I told you the show was good today, right? I always tell you when we're starting off the show and it's going to be a good one, I like to let you guys know. So guess what? We got a good one, you guys, because we got more information, more layers of the onion that's going to get peeled back. So you know what I want you to do right now? Give me all your money. No, I don't. I want you to hit that like button. Why is he so addicted to likes? Why don't he? Because y'all not doing it, and I know we got enough people in here to do it. That's right. Because what happens is when you hit the like button, YouTube sends up a signal. They put up our heading, and people say, what's going on with that? boop, and they come in, and then we get some more people in here. That's all I'm trying to do. Get more education to more people, get the demo up, and get more people acquainted to the #1 show on YouTube from the 6 o'clock until we're done an hour. That's all I'm trying to do. So that's why I ask you guys all the time, hit that like button. Now, we got another situation going over. Where we at right now? Uh-oh, Gavin. I don't even want to say the name. Are we going there right now? Is that what we're doing right now? Or are we going to coma? Are we dealing with coma? Oh, yep, we got a whistleblower situation over here, you guys. Blowing the whistle. We got lots of documents allegedly that show Walz knew about the Minnesota conspiracy. Somebody said that in the chat. You guys, that's right. That's how we do it. We keep it flowing and we keep on staying on topic.
The chairman of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the exact same thing that happened with Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon? Is that they refused to testify, held in contempt, and then brought up on charges, and then they both went to jail?
Exactly. It was passed out of committee, passed on the full House floor, then turned over to the Department of Justice, which was led by then Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland prosecuted him and sent him to prison.
Okay, so I guess if it's good for one party, it should be good for the other.
You know,
I was watching Nick Shirley and the testimony about the fraud in Minnesota, but he also points out California, it's so obvious, may be worse. When you look at 24 billion missing for homelessness, then you look at, all this money that was supposed to be spent for years to build a train that never was built. What happened to all that money? What about firefighting money? What about Medicaid, Medicare, all of these issues?
I've got to bring it to New York now, because don't you remember our mayor was basically saying we're using funding to house them. We're using funding to feed them. We're using funding to, basically take care of the health care for them. And we need more money. Remember, he kept going up to Albany and trying to get more money. So we actually had an open situation where they were blatantly saying that they were giving out money. What they were hiding in this state is the fact that they were giving them food stamps to the denominations and numbers around, astronomical numbers that you guys would not believe. Someone swipes their EBT card, buys about 2 cartfuls of food, and then doesn't take the receipt. And the cashier shows you it's about $13,000 and change left on their account. And that person is an illegal immigrant. I'm not lying, you guys. You don't believe me? We done showed it so many times, it's real. Let's keep on moving forward, double tap that screen, because now, we got some more information to get into, but I think I want to play just a little bit more of this before we go into Los Angeles.
Are you seeing and suspecting that California could be worse than Minnesota?
Well, it probably is. The population of California is significantly more.
Right.
We've started in Minnesota investigating fraud with respect to the welfare benefits because we've had some brave whistleblowers who have come forward. These are credible whistleblowers who are employed by the state government. They're overwhelmingly Democrat, and they're bringing lots of documents forward that not only prove there was fraud, but also implicate, in my opinion, the fact that both Governor Walz and Attorney General Ellison knew about it. I think this is happening in every state, but especially in the blue states, because it doesn't seem that threats care as much about wasteful spending as Republicans do. And I think the American people are sick and tired of their tax dollars being wasted and expect people to do something about it and be held accountable.
I think Nick is about to get an anchor job. I want to give him some props because he did a lot of great breaking news story to get this thing really to get some traction where the government started to pay attention. So yeah, Nick Shirley gets a lot of props for this. I always like the kid. From every time I actually watch his show, I'm actually subscribed to it. Yes, this is the only person. And another one called Gas Station Encounters. Oh my God, I can watch all those videos every day where people keep going in there trying to steal stuff. That's one of my favorite ones right there, boy. Let's keep on moving forward because yes, they brought up California in their dialogue. I don't know if Gavin's going to speak about that, but I think we actually got some information about Gavin now.
Tyrants during COVID, Gavin Newsom has been humiliated at the Economic Forum after he was denied entry into the US clubhouse. It came after Newsom rushed out of Donald Trump's keynote speech to tell reporters that it was remarkably insignificant. White House spokeswoman Anna Kelly told the New York Post, "No one in Davos knows who third-rate Governor Newsom is or why he is frolicking around Switzerland instead.
No, I got this one. So I got it. She said, no one in Davos knows who third-rate Governor Newsom is. Sick is or why he is frolicking around Switzerland instead of fixing the many problems he created in California. That's what the statement was from Anna Kelly, the White House spokesman.
Instead of fixing the many problems he created in California. Ouch, Kinsey, that's a pretty harsh assessment there.
Pretty accurate assessment. Gavin Newsom isn't governing, he's auditioning. While we struggle with homelessness, drugs, and rising crime, he's globetrotting and posturing for a 2028 presidential run.
What's going on with the fires and like getting the all of that approval straight for people to start doing rebuilding? I know a lot of people don't care about the hills, but what's going on with that? Are they doing repairs? What's going on out there, guys, in California? Let me know.
Inspiration to be seen has become embarrassing. I'm feeling the secondhand embarrassment while I'm looking at the man on the screen. And the neglect back home is the real scandal.
Well, I guess she's answered a lot of questions of mine, but I would like to go into detail and see what's going on with that. Do you guys think that Gavin Newsom is making a run for president? If you think so, thumbs up. If you do not think that he's trying to make a run and that's just basically how he is, give me a thumbs down. I personally, going to tell you my opinion. I think he's trying to make a bid for president and try to get out there in 2028. But that doesn't mean, Mr. Newsom, that you neglect your government and the people in your constituency, as well as residents and children. And can't forget the animals either. Double tap that screen and get those likes up because we're going back over to New York where we got Mom Dummy, na use a supercut, na use a Mom Dummy, na use a supercut, na use a Mom Dummy. That's right, Mayor Zorhan. Mayor Zorhan Mamdani. He wants to show, we have a little bit of feedback and pushback right now about a controversial topic, which is homeless encampments. That's when people go certain places and they just set up shop and they just say, I'm going to live here for as long as I want. What do you guys think about that? Do you feel a certain way about people having to live outside and live in those homeless encampments? I am sadly on a situation about it. I deal with buildings. They get really nasty. They like to doo-doo and do all types of crazy stuff in the corner. Pee over there. Come to the front of the building. Tear stuff open. Leave it there. You working. You supposed to do this. Sorry to say it, you guys. Homeless people in New York are very nasty. So when it comes down to that and setting up and putting up places to sleep, you probably don't want to let that happen because once something like that happens, that means that you're going to be cleaning it up every day right behind them. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go.
It is the dead of winter, another snowstorm is coming, and homeless encampments are still a critical problem in Mayor Mamdani's New York. So how is the mayor going to deal with it? Political reporter Marcia Kramer took her questions to Mamdani in this story that you will see here only on CBS News New York.
They
Good
are
morning,
an eyesore.
G.
CBS News New York discovering homeless encampments, 2 on the Upper West Side, 2 in Hell's Kitchen, with many wondering how the new mayor will deal with the twin problems of finding a humane solution and optics that make it look like the city is out of control. This man, afraid to show his face, says he's called 311 repeatedly about the 2 encampments on West 45th Street.
They take the call like they're supposed to, but nothing's really happening.
How do you feel about the fact that nothing's happening?
Well, I don't feel good about it because I've been in this neighborhood for 3 decades, and it's gone back to, the old school ways of, crime and everything else.
Manhattan.
Because they got less police officers. High crime is because people don't have money. And not only that, you probably got a lot of addicts out there as well. But to tell you the truth, it used to be with everyone like a lot of Aaron and things like that, but now you don't see those people out there. I really have to tell you guys, it's because of bad situations, bad thoughts, bad decision making. And not only that, a lot of these people that are outside, they're homeless, they're Vietnam vets. A lot in the state of New York are Vietnam vets or veterans, period, from whatever wars or shores that they worked on. I do think that they should be taken care of first. But luckily, there are programs in New York, like the shelter systems, that they can go to and hopefully get into a affordable apartment. that might take 3 years or 2 years. I've seen it happen before. I have family members that went through the, what do you call it? These shelter systems in order to get their homes. A lot of people have to, wind up doing that. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, and double tap that screen and get those likes up. And so, yeah, on that accord, I do have a certain way that I feel about, I feel a certain softness in my heart about the homeless encampments. But when they start to do stuff and it's all dirty and you try to talk to them and they're still doing it or being nasty, that's when it gets a little different.
And Councilwoman Gail Brewer telling me she's been trying for weeks to convince Mayor Mamdani's office to find supportive housing for people living among boxes of their possessions in 2 locations on Broadway between 75th and 76th Streets.
I have multiple emails, and people have called 311 over and over again, and it is frustrating. Time to do something.
Mr. Mayor, I wondered if you could indulge me for a second. So I took the problem to the mayor himself, showing him video of people camped on the street in such frigid weather. What is your office going to do about it, and is it acceptable, given the fact that it's 21 degrees, for these people to be there on the street, on the Upper West Side, and getting no help?
It is not acceptable for a New Yorker to have to find shelter outside, whether on the Upper West Side or anywhere in the city. New Yorkers should be able to find a place to call their home. And what I have said consistently, first as a candidate, now as the mayor, is that outcomes are how we judge ourselves.
Mamdani said he would not follow former Mayor Adams' approach of removing the encampments. He wants to take a softer approach, convincing them to come in from the cold. I spoke to a man living on the street on the Upper West Side, and I asked him, would you go into supportive housing? Would you, and he said, sure, I would go into supportive housing if somebody would offer it to me.
But they won't go into the shelter system is what I thought that they were going to say, is because of the fact of the matter that when you go into the shelter system, a lot of them say that the shelters are just like the prisons because of the other people that wind up being in the shelters that might be next to you in that bed.
That's why at the heart of this has to be the connection with services that they want, that they will use, that they will actually utilize.
So were you satisfied with the mayor's answer?
I think it put him on notice that he has to come up with an answer. I've been talking to the deputy mayor every day, and she's approaching it in a clinical way. Well, the clinical way is now, and she has to find them housing. I hope that's what, thankfully, you did.
It needs to be another situation as well where not just the housing is available, there's going to have to be health. There's a lot of monetary when you're talking about homeless people. But again, I think that if we would have took all of that money that we spent on housing the illegals, giving them health care, as soon as they got off the bus, you gave them food stamps and gave them all of that stuff, we could have taken care of the homeless situation in New York already under Mayor Adams if we were able to use that money a different way. So much money was spent. I'm talking about billions of dollars were spent on illegals. And you guys can go check it out if you don't believe me. That money right there could have helped those that really needed it, and it could have stayed right here at home to prove the point to get the homeless off the streets. Also, I want to talk about second step programs. I want to talk about ways to get out of those living situations if you can, so that you're not just fully reliant on the state, on taxes. Because if you can work and you're getting certain things, you might need to work for it. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, and double tap that screen, because we're going to go over to Washington, where James Comer has asked about Pam Bondi. Should she be held in contempt of court for the Epstein files? Let me know what you guys think about that. Because, in the beginning of all of this, when they came into the administration and under the administration's push to be the president and to gain the White House, they did say that they had all of these files. What do you think about Pam Bondi in this situation? Double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up, guys. Let's go.
Big day for accountability. I'm very, very proud of the work the Oversight Committee has done thus far on the Epstein investigation. I'm very happy that we had a bipartisan vote today to hold the Clintons in contempt of Congress. And this shows that no one's above the law. And I'm just real proud of the committee and look forward to hopefully getting the Epstein documents in very quickly and trying to get answers for the American people. With that, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Mr. Chairman, do you think the Attorney General should be held in contempt because the Department of Justice has not produced all of the Epstein files it's supposed to?
It's my understanding the Attorney General is going to turn over all the documents once they're redacted. Now, we have seen the Attorney General comply with our subpoena. They have turned over documents, as I said numerous times today, and I've said numerous times on most of the networks that are here today. We would like for the pace to pick up. We want to get the documents. We're not going to let her off the hook, but from a legal standpoint, she is complying with the law, and we expect to get the documents very soon. In addition,
Parents of children.
All right, you guys, so you already know what the answer is going on with that. We got Hillary and Bill not cooperating. We got Pam Bondi supposed to be releasing the rest of the files. And how could we have seen thousands of files already and they tell us that that's just 1% of what they really should be releasing? That means somebody really don't want nobody to see what's in those other areas of those files. But when they do release it, it's going to be a black, they might as well get a black ink blot and just go right over everything with it, because of the way that they redact things, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like redact and the one redact, 1, 2, 3 redact. We don't get anything anyway when they release these files, but they can still say we released the files. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to go on to another person that's talking about the possibility of what? Getting deposed by the House of an Oversight Committee. And this one person, you know what she's going to plead, right? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. That's right, you guys. You know what I'm talking about. Ghislaine Maxwell. She's not trying to get into nothing. Don't want to rock the boat, because she's possibly thinking that she may have the opportunity to get a pardon. What do you guys think? Let's go ahead and move forward. Double tap that screen and get those likes up, because yes, we've got some update information on Ghislaine Maxwell. Yes, I can say it, Jeffrey Epstein's co-defendant. Let's go on, you guys. Let's keep on going.
Bill and Hillary Clinton in contempt of Congress for declining to testify in separate depositions about Jeffrey Epstein. 9 Democrats on the committee broke ranks today, voting with Republicans to pass that resolution, which still needs to clear the full House. A spokesperson for the Clintons has said that the former first couple made, quote, ample attempts to comply with the committee. The Clintons deny any personal knowledge of Epstein's crimes. ABC News' Jay O'Brien has the latest from Capitol Hill for us. And Jay, okay, so what comes next? Are the resolutions expected to pass the full House?
Yeah, and next is a full vote on the House floor, Alex, which will come in about 2 weeks from now. And if those resolutions pass out of the House, then they go to the Department of Justice, and it's up to the Department of Justice whether or not to bring criminal charges. And look, it's a Republican-controlled House of Representatives, and so if House Republicans hold together, they can pass this on their own with their own votes. But what we saw in committee was interesting, because there were a number of Democrats who were willing to break ranks with their party and vote yes to hold Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton separately in contempt of Congress for defying those subpoenas last week to testify in this Epstein probe. 9 Democrats voted yes to hold Bill Clinton in contempt. 3 Democrats voted yes to hold Hillary Clinton in contempt. There were some Democrats, though, in this panel who pointed out what they say was a hypocrisy here, because President Trump has not been subpoenaed by the Oversight Committee as part of this Epstein investigation, despite the fact that President Trump had a friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, as Bill Clinton did. I asked Oversight Committee Chair James Comer why that is, and he said, in his view, it's because President Trump has been pressed on this by the news media. But that's not an under oath testimony in front of the Oversight Committee. Here's that exchange.
I'm looking around the room, and many of you have asked President Trump questions about Epstein, and I'm confident President Trump's going to have to answer more questions from you all. You're very curious.
Under oath by your committee.
Well, there's never been a sitting president come under oath in an oversight committee hearing, but we'll see what how this plays out. We want to get the truth.
All right, you guys, they want to get the truth. What they always say, I know my grandmother used to say it, especially when she's trying to get something out of you. When she wanted to tell, when my grandmother used to try to get us to tell the truth, she would always say, "The truth will set you free." I'll never forget that. Shout out to Grandma. I love you. I miss you so much up there, always holding me down. And I'm going to just let you know, I know I'm still living off your prayers. I swear to God, I know I am. I'm sorry to say that too, but I swear, and I know, sorry to swear, but I love you, Grandma, and I know that I am still here because of your prayers. Let's keep on moving forward. Still living off of some of Grandma's prayers. That's right, you guys. You ever hear that saying before? We got to keep on moving forward, because is this the truth? We got a luxury estate with these 2 brothers, the Alexanders are accused of the number sexual abusing woman. It wasn't children or minors, but it still was women, and the way they was doing it was creepy and kooky, mysteriously spooky.
Jury selection in the federal sex trafficking trial for the Alexander brothers gets underway in New York City today. Now, two of those brothers, Orrin and Tal, were once top luxury real estate agents before they were arrested with their third brother back in 2024.
So
now,
all
according
three
to
of
the
them.
indictment, all three of them leveraged their wealth and conspired for more than a decade to drug, sexually assault, and rape dozens of women. They have all pleaded not guilty to the charges. Their trial is expected to last up to 8 weeks. And if they are convicted, the brothers face up to life in prison or a mandatory minimum of 15 years. NBC News legal analyst Misty Maris joins us now. Misty, so what kinds of questions will these potential jurors be asked before they are chosen for this jury?
So there's a lot of focus on whether or not the jurors themselves or family members, friends have been victims of sexual abuse. And we know this because not only are they undergoing voir dire right now where the judge and the lawyers are asking questions to see who can come in without any bias and base everything on the facts. Remember, there were jury questionnaires, extensive questionnaires that were distributed to try and eliminate some of the jury pool that they don't believe are going to come into that jury room neutral. So this is a really deep dive process. A lot of internet searches on these jurors just to seat a jury who can come in there and really only focus on the evidence and not everything they've heard outside the courtroom.
My question.
It's always hard when it's a high profile case and when everybody knows about what's going on. The same problem that they're having with who? The same problem that they're having with Tyler Robinson when it comes down to the Charlie Kirk case. They're trying to take away the cameras because they say that they could possibly read his lips when he's talking to his lawyer. Pulling for strings, you guys. They pulling for strings. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to get on over to Philadelphia. This is a pretty crazy one right here where we got a number sexual assault. That's right. During a 7-hour drive, had been released 2 times prior. And if he would have never been released these 2 times prior, he probably would have never been able to commit this crime that was so heinous. You guys pay attention to this and tell everybody around you, as far as the women, you have to really be careful of your surroundings. Please do. Let's double tap that screen and get those likes up. Get the story out over here to more people.
Assault, police tell us. The suspect attacked her over the weekend. The alleged victim, a teenage girl, and she says it all started at a bus stop. Our Kelly Rule reports.
27-year-old Jonathan John behind bars tonight after Philadelphia police say a brave 16-year-old girl called them for help just before 9 p.m. Saturday at
a 16-year-old. Listen to the numbers of the ages. Wood chipper on slow. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. I want people to see who they got to look out for out there.
and Rockland Streets in North Philadelphia as John was inside a convenience store. According to the victim, John offered her a ride as she was waiting for a bus on Allegheny Avenue at 2 p.m., but never took her to her destination.
Hours in her car, she must have been very, very frightened. She repeatedly asked to go to her destination, and he repeatedly denied her, threatened to pistol whip her.
Police say during that nearly 7-hour terrifying drive, John also sexually assaulted the girl. Police quickly responded after she called 911.
It just so happens that once he arrived here, the investigators noticed that he had on a very distinctive red windbreaker, which was in correlation to an earlier job we had.
Once in custody, police say they were able to pinpoint John as the suspect in an abduction earlier in the day around 10 a.m. on Cedar Street. That victim, a 15-year-old girl, said she met a man that went by John on social media, and he arranged to meet on the premise of a job opportunity and bringing her food.
Why are you talking to 15-year-olds, man? And why are you allowing your 15-year-old to talk to a man like this? Y'all, get up in your daughter's phones, get up in your niece's phones, see what's going on with their devices. Try to have a great way to go about it. Say, look here, what apps do you have in your phone? Let me see. And you got to try to see if there's hidden apps, because apps can be hidden as well. Let's keep on going.
But police say he pulled her into his car, and after driving a few blocks, she escaped when he tried to go inside a store.
The first time.
Definitely concerning predatory behavior. Like I said, I'm very happy he's off the street. He's pretty much going out there on encountering these juveniles with a purpose. So my fear is that there may be additional victims.
According to online records in the district attorney's office, there are previous victims. In 2016, the DA's office says he was arrested for rape of an adult, but the charges were withdrawn. In 2023, he was charged with rape in a case that involved 2 victims. The case went to a jury trial and he was found not guilty and acquitted. Then in
Did you hear that? No.
attorney's office, there are previous victims. In 2016, the DA's office says he was arrested for rape of an adult, but the charges were withdrawn. In 2023, he was charged with rape in a case that involved 2 victims. The case went to a jury trial and he was found not guilty and acquitted. Then in February of 2025, court documents say a victim told investigators John held her at knife point on West Russell Street, demanded money, and sexually assaulted her. The DA's office says despite months of outreach with that victim, when it came time for the trial, she chose to withdraw from the process and could not be reached by their office or PPD after extensive efforts. And less than 2 months ago, on December 2nd, 2025, they had to withdraw the charges and John was released from prison.
So he like, hey, they keep on letting me out. I'm gonna keep on doing this. His sick, perverted, demented, nasty, filthy, regurgitated mind made him just keep on going out there because they kept on letting him out.
The DNA evidence alone was not enough for us to meet our burden without a survivor coming forward to explain that DNA was not a result of a consensual act.
They're tough cases, especially when you have someone who appears to be targeting and preying on vulnerable people who are out to target and to be predatory like this. They sometimes get away with it for a while. We want to do everything we can right now to make sure this one does not get away with it ever again.
Crazy situation right there, you guys. Watch out for your daughters and your sons too. And somebody said that's why I still can't hold my son's hand when he crossed the street. Let me tell you something. That will be the joke of the family when he gets, let's say, 40 or 30. Oh, you think my dad didn't tell me that? He'd be like, what? She gonna grab your hand if you 50. My grandmother, she don't care how old you are. You get to the corner with her, she like this. She's the elder. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm 20-something. She's like, boy, and you're like, okay, and you better just go ahead and let her guide you across the street. Because in reality, you're really guiding her. Not only that, but don't you love it? Wouldn't you be happy to be able to, I know I would be able to, I would love it to be able to walk my grandmother across the street, either one of them. Just double tap that screen to get those likes up, you guys, and we're going to hope that this guy stays inside. I want to pray for all of the victims, and I hope that any other victims that were ever caught up in this situation or around this guy is getting caught, and that people have the energy and the strength to be strong enough to stand up and tell when they get something like this that happens to them. Amen, you guys. We got to get on over to Todd Burkholder. As he pleaded for wire fraud, he stole $380 million in a Ponzi scheme. That's when you take money from one person and then you use it and spend money on yourself, buy luxury items, cars, all sorts of nice things that you and your family might want. And then when it comes time to pay these people these money back, you got to find another person to pay them with. So now it's just like robbing Peter to pay Paul, robbing Peter to pay Paul, all day long, up to the numbers of $380 million. And I heard of Bernie Madoff, but I don't know. This might be pushing the envelope pretty close to what he did.
An announcement by the U.S. Attorney for North Georgia as a financial advisor pleads guilty to a massive multi-million-dollar Ponzi scheme. Fox 5's Eric Perry breaks down the details.
It's been called one of the biggest Ponzi schemes in the state of Georgia.
I'm going to call it as I see it. Now you can keep on going.
54-year-old accused of stealing over $380 million. And with over 2,000 victims, they're afraid there could be even more. A major win for the Department of Justice and FBI.
Burkholder defrauded more than 2,000 people out of approximately $380 million.
Wednesday, 54-year-old Todd Burkholder, the founder and CEO of Alpharetta-based financial advisory group Drive Planning, pleaded guilty to wire fraud. Investigators say he was the mastermind in a Ponzi scheme that dates back to 2020.
Todd Burkholder and the leaders of his company, Drive Planning, betrayed the trust of clients, family, and friends by encouraging them to make investments in bogus opportunities using their retirement accounts and their hard-earned savings.
Burkhalter used large amounts of investor money to pay for personal expenditures, including $2 million to purchase a yacht, $2.1 million as part of the purchase of a luxury condo in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, $800,000 on multiple luxury vehicles, millions of dollars on luxury travel, including chartering private jets, and $320,000 on clothing, jewelry, and beauty treatments.
Okay, guys, any of that stuff that you just heard, you can get rightly obtainable at fedwhatever.com. That's right, US Fed, fedrecovery.com. You can actually probably go find some of that stuff there. Anybody want to buy a yacht that's worth $2 million? You might be able to get it for $1 million. Anybody got that kind of money in here? Where's Harley at? Harley, look, got some yachts and stuff over here that you might be able to be able to afford, because I know who can't. We ain't there yet, but we gonna get it. We gonna get there soon. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because we got this CNN guest that apologizes for a disgraceful name calling and a slur that he basically said about the president. And I like the way that the news got behind this in time to try to say something about it. Let's keep on moving forward and see what we got going on over here. So yeah, $380 million. Anybody ever tell you, I can put you onto a deal where you're gonna make a ton of money? All you got to do is give me $575. I give you this keychain, and what you do is you find 7 more people to sell the keychains. That's right, you guys. So this is what we're going to do right now. I'll give you a perfect example. Here we have the Our Bottom Line keychain. Now, this is the new product. This is one of the best keychains you could ever buy. Why? Because it's phenomenal. It's made with the shiniest metal to hold your keys. This is not just regular metal. This is stainless US steel right here, you guys. Not only that, look at the luster when it comes down to the logo on that keychain. There's no other keychains out there like it. That's right, you guys. And all you got to do is give me $570. I'll get you loaded up with keychains like this. All you got to do, you find your cousin, let them buy some, this person buys some, and the next thing you know, you're on your way to the millions. That's basically how they do the Ponzi schemes, you guys. You just gotta be really good at upselling that first product. That's right, you guys. Don't fall for it, because a lot of times, you know the other saying, everything that glitters is not gold. Got to keep on moving forward right now. We got this situation here that we want to bring up. I think this is going to be the CNN guest that apologizes for the disgraceful calling. Let's get into it, you guys. Just wanted to give you a little bit of backstory of what's going on with those Ponzi schemes.
I am appreciative that the president is being transparent about this. I would love it if he was more transparent about the human sex trafficking network that he was a part of, but you can't win them all.
Cameron's grateful that the president is being transparent about the Nobel Peace Prize and his desires for Greenland. Scott, what do you think about that?
You gonna let that sit? Are we gonna claim here on CNN that the president is part of a global sex trafficking ring, or?
Whoa.
Well, we're gonna talk about the Epstein file. Scott, I will do the fact checking as we go along here. Repeat what you said about the global sex trafficking ring.
That Donald Trump was provably very involved with it.
Okay, we'll get to that later. I mean, Donald Trump has never been charged with any crimes in relation to Jeffrey Epstein. But
let's.
Ooh, I looked at the comments after that. When he tried to retract it, they were like, too late, you already said it. The lawyers are probably on you right now. Keep on going, you guys.
We'll talk about that.
Let's be serious.
Satisfied?
That's right, a CNN guest has been forced to humiliatingly apologize for wildly claiming that the U.S. President Donald Trump was involved in the number 6 trafficking. On Tuesday, GUN control activist Cameron Kasky alleged that President Trump was part of a human number 6 trafficking network on CNN Newsnight. I'll sue them both. Let's keep on going. And there's no audio, it's just me. Okay, let's see if it's audio now. Kasky claimed followed a discussion about Trump's ongoing interest in acquiring Greenland and whether it was linked to the Nobel Peace Prize. The conversation shifted to President Trump's transparency about the Peace Prize before Kasky made the false allegations that went unchecked. But he said, I would love it if he was more transparent about the human number 6 Trillion African network and he was a part of, but you can't win them all. See something here? Yeah, so they had a bunch of that going on right there. But I want you guys, this is what I was interested in. I like reading the comments sometimes. Stuff like, he said it by accident twice. Good on Scott Jennings for not letting that one slide. I can't wait for the lawsuit, someone says. We got, okay, so instead of CNN, we're listening to a teenager's perspective on a CNN panel. A lawsuit should be filed immediately. So everybody basically had a lot to say about that right there because of the fact that none of that's been proven. And what are you saying that about a president before on a national network? That's not what they brought you there for. Wrong time to make a crazy a statement. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Over to Washington. We're talking about the other Trump, not Eric, not, what's the other one? Mark Trump. I'm sorry, what's his name? Michael Trump. Not those guys. We're going to talk about Barron right now. He has been credited for saving a woman's life while allegedly being assaulted on FaceTime. Check this out, you guys. Barron Trump, the one that President Trump said was very necessary in him obtaining the presidential nomination because of how good he was in getting the assisting and obtaining the youth vote.
Just days before his father's second inauguration last January, President Trump's teenage son Barron placed an urgent call for help to police in London. Quote, "I'm calling from the US, Barron Trump told an operator at the UK's 999 emergency line. I just got a call from a girl, she's getting beat up, adding, it's really an emergency." That call's transcript, released by prosecutors, now key evidence in the London trial of 22-year-old Russian national Matvey Rumyantsev, accused of rape and assault, which he denies. The January attack allegedly witnessed in part by Trump, whose late-night video call to the victim was briefly answered by the defendant, whom Trump would describe in an email to prosecutors as a, quote, shirtless man with darkish hair, according to British media covering the trial. The victim reportedly praising Trump in testimony Wednesday, quote, "He helped save my life. That call was like a sign from God at that moment." Barron Trump, the only son of the president and First Lady Melania Trump, keeps a low public profile with no public speeches and few appearances. His father crediting the teen for his help finding ways to reach young voters.
He knew the youth vote.
On the night of the incident, the operator pressed Trump for details about the victim and how he knew her. Quote, "I don't think those details matter. She's getting beat up," Trump replies, adding, "I met her on social media." British media reporting that the defendant testified today that he told the victim in the fall of 2024 that he was, quote, upset about her talking to Barron Trump.
So basically, we got a lover's quarrel going on over here where the other boyfriend basically went crazy extra with it and got charged with all sorts of other stuff. And Barron probably had no other choice but saw it happen on FaceTime. He already told us, stop talking to Barron Trump. You ain't no Barron Trump. How about that one? Let's keep on moving forward. You guys double tap that screen to get those likes up. I like the fact that he was actually able to send the police over there and help out, but there's still more.
Both the White House and the First Lady's office declined to comment on this case. Tom?
Garrett, thank you. Okay, I guess they already said it. The more was in the situation of what I was about to say, how it came together, how it came to pass. This could have been a situation where there was FaceTime and a homeboy popped in or did something crazy. That's what I wanted to say. Oh, so Barron, I see you date women. You be online, huh? Online dating kind of guy. Okay, double tap that screen and get those likes up, you guys, because we're getting back to New York. And if I can make it there, I'll make it. Anywhere, it's up to you. New York. That's right, you guys. Let's get up onto the Bronx where we got the two teens attacked on the 2 train platform. Hey, Kathy Jokel Hokel, didn't you just raise the fare the other day? Didn't you just say that crime was down on the New York City trains? I guess you're not so accurate in your conversation. Let's get on over to this information right here about the 2 train attacks, you guys. Let's go.
News right now on 12, 2 teens attacked in a 2 train platform in Mott Haven. One was stabbed multiple times and the other was brutally assaulted. We have News 12's Brittany Cadet joining us now from where it all happened at the Prospect Avenue station. Brittany, what can you tell us this morning?
Brittany, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Marcy, good morning. I mean, it was a terrifying ordeal that happened here on Monday, but the good news here is that those two victims are expected to be okay. Now, again, it happened here on Monday, just 5 minutes away from the Freeman Street station. That's where an 18-year-old boy was also stabbed on Monday, just a little bit before this stabbing happened.
If anybody can see this guy's face and know who he is, they're asking you guys to call in.
On that same day. But here at the Prospect Avenue station, the two victims were 18 and 19. Police say they were waiting on the northbound platform of the 2 train when this man approached the 18-year-old. Cops say there was an altercation, and then the suspect pulled out a knife and stabbed the 18-year-old multiple times. A 19-year-old man who was just a bystander was attempting to call 911, and when the attacker noticed, he tried to snatch the phone while punching and kicking him. Now, these attacks all come after what Governor Kathy Hochul called the safest year on subways since 2009.
Oh yeah, Kathy? How about you get on the subway for a couple of days and ride by yourself without your security, and let's see what you think about what your next opinion about the subway is. They got to keep the front going because she's trying to get people like you and I, the average New Yorker that has to take the train, to pay that moolah because it's $3 now. You got to go to work, $3, $6 going both ways. Not only that, got another person that I know that said that's nothing, Bugatti. They add another $12 to $11 because I got to come in from Long Island, and I got like a she has to go to the LIRR, then she's got to take the regular train, then she takes the bus. And the transfers, they're not taking the transfers no more, thanks to Omni. Finally found a real good way to rip us off, you guys. Let's double tap that screen and get those likes up. I'm trying to get you guys as much information, as much current events, and enough trending topics to follow up on all of our stories, as well as breaking news on everything else. Do your boy a favor. Give me all the money in your pockets right now. No, don't do that. See how hard that is? But you know what's free? All you got to do is hit that like button right there. It's free. Share the information right now. Share and like. Also, double tap that screen to get those likes up. And if you have not subscribed, what you waiting on, man? What you waiting on, man? Let's go. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because now let's go on over to this cold snap. It reduces the range for electrical cars, and it drains devices' batteries. You ever been outside? Probably not. Shoveling snow. And the next thing you know, you had your phone, it was on full. You make a couple of phone calls, and then you probably take a picture or something. And the next thing you know, your phone is saying, low battery. Wait a minute, this phone was charging all night. Never had that problem. It's the cold. The cold actually helps and assists in the battery to not be that strong, and it makes your batteries weak. Check this out, you guys. So now imagine if it's doing that to the cell phone, imagine what it can do to a car that relies on batteries. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. You guys, I want you guys to see what's going on with this. Let's see.
You drive an electric car. Have you noticed your battery life getting shorter this week?
You're not imagining it. It's happening because of the cold weather.
Okay, Fox 5's Antoine Lewis is live at an EV charging station in Chelsea with a closer look at how the two are connected. Antoine.
They are very much connected, Steve. Now, as you look behind me, you can see there are at least 3, possibly 4, depending upon the darkness behind me, vehicles that are charging at this station. But think about this in the terms of like a gas-powered vehicle, and the impact the cold has on it. Pretty much draining the batteries. But let's talk about electric vehicles in specific, because there's a similar circumstance that happens with that. The cold reduces the range or distance the vehicle can travel by sometimes double-digit percentages, and using the heat inside that vehicle to warm it can also drain the battery significantly as you're trying to warm yourselves while you are out in the cold and about to use the car. It also does shorten the periods of time depending upon how cold it is outside. Listen to AAA.
That's why it's recommended when the vehicle is charging that you turn on the heated seats, you turn on the cabin heater, and that way you get out to the vehicle and it's already warm and you don't have to use the heater that much when you're driving. That can reduce range.
Makes sense.
So as for cell phones and devices, most use lithium-ion batteries. Cold weather actually prevents the ions from functioning properly, which puts more pressure on your device to perform. It also does this in short periods of time, depending upon how cold it is outside.
All sorts of electronics, they act up. The other day, trying to use the fob, it wasn't working. Trying to use the fob, it's like, kink, kink. When it's cold out there, Jack is like this. What are you doing out here anyway? Jack Do Not Play. You know what I'm talking about, right? Jack Frost. You know what I'm talking about. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. I want you to see a family that's been terrorized by their neighbor in their neighborhood. All they've been doing is banging on the door for 3 months to the point where her doorbell, the other side of it fell off. I want to know what you guys would do in a situation like this when you got the neighbor from HELL hockey sticks that won't stop banging on your door and putting big dents in your door like this. And you got your kids in there, everybody's scared. Where your husband at? Check this out.
A mother says her family is being terrorized by a neighbor. News 12's Jonathan Calixto spoke with a concerned mom who says that she feels hopeless and scared.
Video shows the terrifying knocks at Araceli's apartment door. In Spanish, her 8-year-old son, scared for his family's life, says she's going to come in. The aftermath of those knocks are broken pieces Araceli now holds in her hands. The mother of 4 says the banging at her 3rd floor apartment is happening every day and is coming from a new neighbor.
Me estaba insultando.
She says she was insulting me, knocking on my door, and I thought it would be the only time it would happen. Araceli asked us to hide her face, scared for her family's safety.
Nosotros no podemos ni caminar.
She says we can't even walk in our home. I can't even clean because she starts to bang downstairs. The mother's nightmare worsened when her family woke up to banging on the children's bedroom window.
Yo de por sí.
She says, I was scared she would break the window and come in. Police are continuing their investigation, but right now have not made any arrests. The latest incident damaging Araceli's door earlier this month left her so shaken, she started making changes to how her children play to keep them safe and keep the peace.
Yo los abrazo.
She says, I hug them and tell them let's paint, but we can't make any noise. The dents on Araceli's apartment door are just a reminder of the fear her family has been living in for the last 3 months.
Okay, so the thing about that is, let me tell you something about Araceli and a lot of stuff about people with kids. People with kids. People with kids. Those are your kids. And a lot of people say, F them kids. How about this? You live on the 3rd floor, right? You did say you have 1, 2, 3, 4 children, right? From what I saw walking up them stairs, they were all probably no older than 11 years old, which means throughout the day, maybe from 8 to 3, it's kind of quiet. But by the time it's time for somebody to come home from work, they're home from school. And what may they be doing? Oh, Araceli! Oh, Juan Christopher! Oh, throwing, all that yelling and stuff. And there's some things that moms can do. I've seen it before, where they can block out their children as long as they're safe and doing what they got to do. So guess what happens? Other people have to deal with it. People go crazy and go off the hinges when you won't listen. When I knocked at first and said, could you please try to calmate la chamaquitos? Tiene mucho noise, por favor. Mucho noise para la piso. Do me a favor, please. And they say, okay, no problem, papi, I got you. Then you close the door, you go back in the house, walk down the hallway. 15 minutes later, boom, bang, bang, makes you go crazy. And some people would do something like that. Telling you guys, let's keep on moving forward. Got to keep on moving forward, you guys. I'm just trying to tell you what the possible reasoning is for this. Maybe too much noise going on overhead, and the person that's being the recipient of it just couldn't take it. Let's go, you guys. Let's go to this snowplow driver he's been accused of what? I'm sorry, my bad. I can feel it, Hunter. I can feel it. Biden. That's what he's been accused of. You guys know the name we call it when it comes down to that category. Hunter, I can feel it, Biden. Let me open up this screen right here and let you guys see what this snowplow driver called himself doing.
In Connecticut, a snowplow truck driver faces charges for allegedly crashing into a family's garage in Fairfield while high on cocaine. The chaos captured on Ring camera footage. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis is live in Fairfield with the details. Marcus.
And Tanya, it started up this block here. 434 feet is what the accident reconstruction team calculated that snowplow went across, hit a porch, came across this stone wall, and then went across the street, finally ending up in that garage. Now, initially, there was concern that this might have been some sort of medical episode. Police say that was not the case.
Medical, all right.
It ended with the snowplow barreling down an already cleared driveway, hitting a parked car, sending the vehicle through the garage door where it wedged itself underneath a second car parked inside.
Two
This
accidents.
sequence of events drew a massive emergency response in Fairfield last month.
We were quite surprised. I mean, it's a quiet neighborhood, and he was here with the snowplow, but it had snowed not the prior day, actually the day before, so almost everybody had their driveways done.
Fairfield police have now charged the driver, Mark Keene, with being high on cocaine at the time of the crash, December 28th.
So this fool was lit he was lit out there looking for people. You need your front plowed? Dude, ain't no snow out here. It stopped snowing 2 days ago. You don't see what's going on? He was high off that stuff, y'all. Let's keep on moving forward.
You can see and hear the plow take out the porch of another house as it started its path of destruction on Glen Ridge Road. The pickup then went over a stone wall and through a yard before crossing the street.
We saw that he had gotten out of the truck and he was at the end of the driveway, face up in the snow. And then we saw a police officer come and put like a yellow blanket on him, so we didn't know what had happened.
In court documents, responding officers say Keene had slurred speech and pinpoint pupils. He suddenly collapsed in the snow, began to foam at the mouth and turned blue.
That good check. That grade A, that quality, that good chip right there. Yeah, that good chip right there. Yeah, that's what that means. He was on that good stuff. He's on that good stuff in alcohol. He got some down garages he can fall. No, he got some snow plows that he can call. I don't know what else he can do. He's crazy, yo. This is crazy.
Prompting an officer to administer Narcan. Prosecutors say the 46-year-old later said he did 3 bumps of cocaine and had no recall of the incident.
Baby, turn around and let me see that sexy body go bump, bump, bump. He did 3 of them. That's what he did, right?
Weeks later, the aftermath still visible. The porch is still in disrepair, the garage covered by plywood.
I wish him well, and I hope he gets whatever help that he needs. And certainly for my neighbors, I hope that their property damage is repaired as soon as possible.
He ain't thinking about getting well. He's thinking about his next bump.
Well, none of the residents here injured, and Keene was taken to the hospital to be checked out. He is free on bond, and a court appearance scheduled for this week has been rescheduled for next month. We're live in Fairfield. Marcus Solis, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Oh boy, double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up. You guys, I lost my chat. My pad went down just now, but I'm going to keep on going because this is what I do. I do this anyway, and hopefully you guys love the content that you're getting right now. Let's double tap that screen to get those likes up because you know you're only going to get that here at Our Bottom Line. Also, have you become a member yet? What are you waiting on? Hit that notification bell down there so that you know that when we're on, you can either become a member. That's monthly. What is it, like $2.99? Or you can subscribe to the channel. This way you know we're on and you can always see what we got going on. Double tap that screen right now, you guys, and get those likes up. You're going to have to bear with me just for about 1 second over here as I get my lineup back straight and everything. Because guess where we're about to go right now? We're going to womp, 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 womp. Laura Ingalls. And you know who she's talking about, right? Mr. Buzzfield. She said there's no matter what you guys say, no way. She's not divorcing her man, no way. It's only a small clip, so I'm gonna need you guys to go ahead and squeeze that phone together or do whatever you gotta do to pull it in. Pause, so that you can see what's going on over here. Check this out.
As right now, a divorce would be nothing more than a cheap piece of paper. What you see as my firm support is not the truth. It was a PR move to protect a collapsing brand and keep legal damages from tearing apart what we built. But I can't stand the person I see in the mirror. I grew up on film sets. I know better than most what lives in the shadows the cameras never reach.
Wow.
If Timothy really hurt those children, then my support would only hurt them again. So I decided to stop staying silent. I deleted my social media to stop this from becoming sides and spectacle. I won't let children's pain become fuel for outrage and clicks. Silence was the the only way to protect what could still be protected in the middle of chaos. I reached out to the children, not to clear his name, not to ask for forgiveness that means nothing. I offered counseling and financial support, because as his wife, I have a responsibility to help repair the harm he may have caused. I will not ask forgiveness for anyone. Forgiveness never belongs to the person who caused harm, but I will do everything I can to give those children whatever repair, support, and I will not divorce Timothy because
She said she's not going to divorce him, you guys. But you know what? It's crazy hearing her voice, especially knowing where she came from and the show that she was on. And, you know, people like us, you know, we look up to and we respect Melissa Gilbert. You know, that was Half Pint, man. You know, Laura Ingalls from Little House on the Prairie. And, you know, it was a very wholesome show. It was about love, you know, Charles Ingalls and his wife and the kids and everything, living in that, first beginning of groundbreaking of the United States of America time. I just think it was a great show itself. The person that she is as a character was phenomenal. And I feel bad that she's caught up in it in any way, shape, or form, to be honest with you. But if there are children that are affected by this, really, I just think that story has to come out. And no matter who's affected by it, whether it's personal, you're crying or whatever, it needs to come out because the children should be vindicated for what happened to them, if anything happened. Let's keep on moving forward to the demand that explodes in NVIDIA. The CEO reveals that this is bigger than anyone imagined. AI is not just going to be chat. AI is not going to just be small things. AI is huge, you guys. It's going to help out the medical areas and so much more. Let's keep on moving forward. Double tap that screen to get those likes up, you guys. Want you guys to see what's going on in this category here.
Double-digit gains in technology fueling record deal-making across the industry. One company is at the center of the story, NVIDIA. The AI chip leader locking in multi-billion-dollar partnerships across sectors, reaching an historic $5 trillion market cap back in October. Joining me now is the man at the center of it all, NVIDIA's president, CEO, and founder, Jensen Huang. Jensen, it's great to have you this morning.
It's great to be here, Maria.
Thanks so much for being here. Fia, what an intro I just gave you.
I know. I'm pretty excited.
Incredible. How is business going?
Do that every day.
How's business? Tell us about business and what you are seeing right now.
This is a good business right here.
We are seeing just incredible demand. And what's going on around the world is that AI, as you know, is a 5-layer cake. It starts at energy, then chips, the layer that we're at, infrastructure, cloud infrastructure, land, power shell, building data centers. And then, of course, the AI models. And
I never knew no 5-layer stuff. Talking about you as you know. Know as I don't know. And thank you for teaching us now.
There's a whole bunch of those that are making huge breakthroughs. OpenAI has, and Anthropic has incredible work, XAI and Gemini. And then on top of that, the most important layer is all the applications. This last year, AI really hit its stride. What people don't realize is that this last year, AI became super useful, so useful that the layer above the AI models are able to now create incredible applications. This last year, AI startups, we call them AI natives, these startups raised $100 billion to build on top of the AI models. They're applications for healthcare, applications for drug discovery, for transportation, financial services, helping with making healthcare more efficient, all kinds of different applications. And
now, you know, I'm all with the healthcare stuff like that. So I actually love what they're doing in that category when it comes down to utilizing AI for healthcare.
And so the demand is just incredible.
So demand is soaring, and you're already talking about work for calendar year 2027. Is that right? With some customers?
It's for sure now we're going to have a very large 2026.
You said that you had a backlog, a big backlog, $500 billion in backlog?
Yes.
Tell us about that. Where are you on that?
Well, since I said that a few months ago, that backlog has gotten bigger than that.
Whoa.
And so I think we're just seeing, AI has gone from these language models to now going into healthcare, into drug discovery, into manufacturing. This last year, we made huge breakthroughs in this area called physical AI, where AI understands the world. It understands causality and the laws of physics, and you can use it for.
AI is getting pretty smart, you guys. Maybe too smart for its own britches.
Self-driving cars, and of course we're going to see huge breakthroughs in self-driving cars. It's going to be all over, robotic systems of all kinds.
That is incredible.
So now that they got the mechanisms to make the bodies and the suits and all of that stuff, all they got to do is drop an AI brain in it, boop, and it's on. Whoa, you guys. And he's the one that makes the chips for all of this to happen. That's the lead CEO of NVIDIA right there. And they're talking about where AI is going. How many people here actually use AI? How many people have Chat GPT? How many people have Grok? I try to use it as much as I possibly can because I really want to be in tune as much as I can on what's going on. That's why I want you guys to see something that I'm going to skip up to real quick, just in case you ever thought about using AI. I write books. I've written books. I've also written movie scripts. Do you know at some point they're going to be able to drop a movie script inside of an AI app and you're not going to need any actors, any background, any cinematography? You may need the people that are utilizing that category, the executive producers, but you may not need the staff and the people to pull it off because of the technology and what's going on with AI right now. It's pretty crazy right now. I'm going to skip all the way down to this because this is something that I definitely wanted you guys to see. And since we're already in the category talking about AI, let me go ahead and get it out there real quick. So yes, if you write a movie and you don't have any actors, you don't got the budget, watch this.
So some of how it actually looks, and it looked pretty darn good as far as I'm concerned. Lisa Sue's keynote address, and when you came out on stage and started showing how your technology can convert a script, even just a basic outline of a script, to an entire movie, I watched the audience, their jaws were dropping. And then you started to show some of how it actually looks, and it looked pretty darn good as far as I'm concerned. Tell me what you think of all that's going on and what you think your technology can actually do and how it might change the whole Hollywood landscape.
Thanks for having me, Liz. What we showed at CES during the AMD keynote is sort of the signs of things to come. So at Luma, we are building AI for creative work. And we believe that this is one of the biggest opportunities in AI because, currently, we have systems that have gotten so good at text-based things like coding and producing copy, ChatGPT, these kinds of things. The next frontier is going to be in visual storytelling, is going to be in production of entertainment, it's going to be in learning and teaching and education. So that's what we're building at Luma. And what you saw was a glimpse of our upcoming product and models where we are building agents. 2026 is the year when we switch from AI being capable of making small clips or being able to solve tiny problems, however impressively, to an era where AI will take on more and more sections of work. So you can start from 0 and it can help you go all the way up to 0.7, 0.8 out of 1, right? So it will do more and more of the end-to-end work. And the software that allows that, we call them agents. And 2026 will be the year of AI agents. And what I showed the glimpse of was a creative agent that is able to take in, high level to very detailed directions from a director, from a creative artist, and then partner with them and help them build entire storylines. So one person or a very few people, a small group of 5 or 10 people can do what currently is done by large studios.
Okay,
and I think that is a revolution. And that's why you got problems with Disney and all of these stuff with the theaters and all of that. These are movie places because now they don't need all of that. They got AI to do a lot. And now you got a lot of competition. Rich people are now building their own sets, making their own content. They don't go to Walt Disney's places anymore or fly out to LA. They don't even necessarily have to. Keep on moving a little bit more, you guys.
Because what we're showing on screen, can we take the video full, Anissa, if we could, full on screen so that people can really see? Some of it looks like video games, but the rest of it, this is what I think had the audience really fascinated. I mean, it looks very, very real. So how does your technology work to make the skin on a human's face look like an actual human?
So we train models that are...
All right, y'all. So y'all see where it's going. Soon they're going to be out here doing all of this stuff by just having AI. Imagine that. Now imagine you're a person like myself. I wrote a script. I want to do a little sizzle of it so people can see what it looks like. I can drop part of the movie in this app, let them come up with mock-ups, and maybe you can even pitch your movie to other places. Hey, you guys, you never know where we're going with this. You never know where AI is going to take us. That's just one area that I want you guys to see in the creative area. And I wanted to share some information with you as well. Let's keep on moving forward to New York and something that I believe in, people that I love and I personally care for. nurses. That's right, you guys. We got them that are on. They are filing a lawsuit that has been suspended after reporting the doctor who celebrated Charlie Kirk's Dill's death. There's one lady that was a hospital nurse. One lady, she's a nurse at the hospital, and she came into work. There was a doctor that was probably laughing it up a little bit too much. She's actually a Charlie Kirk fan. Didn't take it too good. Want you guys to see what happened in this. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Had a little technical issue going on while I was fighting in the back to get this going. I just kept on trying to keep going and keep on getting through it.
Lawsuit after she was suspended from her job after calling out a doctor who allegedly said Charlie Kirk deserved to die. The hospital saying, quote, both the doctor and the nurse were placed on suspension to allow time for a thorough and fair investigation following our standard protocol. And in the interest of everyone's safety, including their own, contrary to certain media reports, the nurse was not fired. That nurse, Lexi Kuntzel, along with her attorney, John Paul Deal, joins us now. Lexi, thanks so much. I'll get you in a second, John. But Lexi, are you fired?
No, I'm not fired as of right now. Right now, I am
I'm sorry to cut her off, but somebody said at work there's no political talk. I also believe that there should not be any L, G, B, T, Q, Z, M, L, X, R, T, Z, 1, 9,000. Any of that brought up. And do me a favor, all the representation of it, the flags and all that stuff around your cubicles and your mugs and all of that. I don't even think that's acceptable either. It should not be in the workplace. Your number sexual preference is even worse than what we're talking about now. Let's go.
Suspended, indefinitely unpaid.
Why?
So I walked into the nurse's station and I just had learned about Charlie Kirk. I saw this guy. I didn't know who he was at the time, and he was standing there celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, saying how he deserved it, he hated Charlie Kirk, and he had it coming to him. And
so you love Charlie Kirk. You didn't just want to wear of him.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Charlie Kirk. My first retweet in 2018 it was like my first blue checkmark retweet was Charlie Kirk. I was a couple years out of college and loved him ever since.
You're aghast at this, and what'd you say?
So I looked down at his badge because I didn't know, what job, if he was a doctor or a nurse, never saw him before. I looked down, I see his badge and it says doctor. And I said, "You're a doctor?" I said, how are you saying this as a doctor that someone deserved to die? I mean, to me, I was just mind blown.
I would never think anything like that. I mean, they can give you a crazy diagnosis. They can come out there and say, "Hey, just really happy to let you guys know that Tommy is in a better place now." Oh, he's doing better now. No, that means he moved on. He's no longer alive. That's different. When they do something like this and they're talking about their preference or them being happy about someone losing their life, that's more of a personal feeling. And you would think that a doctor wouldn't want people to lose their lives in a tragic event or something like that as well. That's why she's bringing it up that way.
Yeah.
And everything went silent. You go to your manager. Your manager was understanding but told you to go home.
Yeah.
Then you posted something online, and then you find out you're suspended. I want to bring in your lawyer now. And John, could you?
No, we got an idea what's going on with that. You basically came in and said some stuff, and you were put on administrative leave, and now she's not getting any money because she's been suspended. She said that if they go ahead and fire her, that's when she's going to go ahead and press the charges. She's got the lawyer ready. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. We're back. We're back full in effect. Let's go. Caught on camera. We got this landscaper that was drill snagged up the street by 3 robbers who suspected of stealing over $10,000 worth of garden equipment, huh? I don't know how you fit $10,000 worth of garden equipment in this van, but I'm talking about this little truck right here. But let's get into it and see what's going on with this. Let's go. Let's open up this screen. Double tap that screen to get those likes up, you guys. Let's go on over here. Where we at right now?
Only on 13, a landscaper dragged down the street by 3 robbery suspects who police say stole thousands of dollars worth of lawn equipment. ABC 13's Luke Jones is live after speaking to the victim. Luke?
Yeah, this all happened yesterday, and he hasn't returned to work since. When he does, he's now considering arming himself, even though he says it's really the last thing he wants to have to do. For 5 torturous seconds, a man is dragged down a 3rd Ward street as a neighbor records on his cell phone.
I was just scared. I was just watching the tires spin beside my face. So I was like, hopefully they're going to stop.
For his safety, he's asked us not to show his face, but he wants everyone to see his injuries. A scraped up knee and swollen hand, all sustained in the course of doing his job. He'd been clearing leaves in the backyard of a home on Charleston Street Monday morning.
Filled up my bag, so I needed to go get another bag.
When he returned to his work truck to find a man walking off with one of his leaf blowers. Maurice Perkins says he saw 3 men rummaging through the victim's trailer and tried scaring them off.
And so I just started honking my horn to try to get their attention.
But even knowing they were being watched didn't seem to deter them.
They didn't seem to care. They stopped for a few seconds, looked behind, but they then kept going.
That's when the victim walked out, just as the suspects were getting ready to drive off.
So I took off running after the truck. I was able to grab the back handle on the driver's side, told them to stop, and they just drove off and drugged me.
They make it only a few feet before the SUV comes to a stop. The back door flings open and the victim releases his grip. Perkins follows behind in hopes of getting a license plate, which the victim also takes care to memorize.
You know, most companies say, yeah, let it go or whatever. I mean, I'm not that kind of man, you know.
Not only that, but that's your livelihood right there. Somebody's stealing your equipment, you can't work. And that's really hurting your business right there. Okay, you guys, who we got over here? Thank you so much that Shannon said, wow. And that's why I carry a hatchet at all times. Plus, I'm a felon, or I wouldn't be, it would be fun. All welcome, no political affiliation. Come on, it's y'all, hit the likes. High winds is a killer. I left clinic over it and started my own company. Okay. Somebody said pop them. You guys do me a favor. Can we get some more likes in the building? No, we got like 300 people in here. Can we get a like from everybody? And if we get a like from everybody, I am happy. That's right there. I want to see the likes match the people that's in here. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I got my stuff back together now. We're going to keep on moving forward now because I want you to see what can happen during severe turbulence. That's right, you guys. We got a severe turbulence stuff, a situation that happens on a Hawaiian flight with 36 passengers that were on it. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is like a before and after one of those videos.
There's a reason they ask you to keep your seatbelts fastened while you're on a plane, and the passengers on a Hawaiian Airlines flight are well aware of it. Dozens were injured, 11 of them seriously, when their plane hit intense turbulence. So what can you do to protect yourself, especially if you're holding a baby? Here's Les Trent.
How do you protect a baby in your arms when there's serious turbulence on a plane? That's the question looming today as a 14-month-old child is counted among those injured in the midair drama.
Attention on board, do we have any trained medical personnel? Do we have any doctors, nurses, firefighters?
The Hawaiian Airlines flight from Phoenix to Honolulu was rocked by severe turbulence just 30 minutes before landing. Witnesses say some passengers who didn't have their seatbelts fastened flew up and hit their heads on the overhead compartments.
It's a pretty severe turbulence, and we expect 3 flight attendants that are injured.
Did you need medical personnel at the gate?
Yes, you do.
This overhead panel was cracked. So was this section of the cabin. This was the scene at
That gives you an idea how hard their heads hit that ceiling, the top of that airplane, guys. Come on now, do me a favor and double tap that screen and get those likes up. This is for all the people that don't like to wear their seatbelt. Yeah, wear your seatbelt, y'all. Wear your seatbelt. Let's go.
Honolulu Airport as first responders rushed to treat the 36 injured passengers and crew. 11 victims were hospitalized. The incident takes place as air travel is peaking for the holidays. What do you do to keep her secure?
We hold her pretty tight.
So how do you keep an infant safe in a nightmare like this? Victoria Ricanio is at Air Hollywood in LA and spoke to plane safety expert Steve Cowell.
Good information right here for the little ones, you guys. Can't go wrong.
If there's turbulence, what's the best way to keep your kids safe on a plane?
First of all, if you can do it, buy the seat next to you, and you can put in an FAA-approved seat for little kids. Short of that, you can use one of the devices that you can strap around yourself if your child is very, very young to keep your child secure.
All good to consider when turbulence strikes.
Do we have any trained medical personnel?
Yeah, but when it really goes down and when it really happens, you never know. You got to be prepared, you guys. Do your boy a favor if you appreciate the content for this Friday morning. Doom, doom, just got paid. Doom, doom, Friday night. Doom, doom, party jumping. That's right, you guys. And yes, we're going to still pray for the people that were injured. And we're going to thank the Lord that no one lost their lives in this tragic event. That's right, you guys. Sometimes you got to take a couple of bumps in order to know to keep that seatbelt on. But not only that, we're glad that no one really gotten severely hurt out of this situation. Amen. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, over to Larchmont. We got these residents that complain of rampant... They out there, y'all. I choose you, baby. That's right. I don't know what you heard about me, but a bitch can't get $1 out of me. No Cadillacs, no look, no. Because we're talking about, yes, we're talking about that in Larchmont. And you guys, do me a favor. Anybody in Larchmont that know anything about this, you guys may need to go check this out, because I'm not sure that this story is what it's cracked up to be. It might be a false alarm, but just in case, you may want to go out and check it out. We got these residents who are complaining a lot of prostitution going on out there. Condoms and dirty stuff all over the floor or whatever. But I'm not trying to say anybody that interested in nothing like that. And we talked about that before. But there is a certain class, low class of people, certain class of people that may, I'm not going to put any title on it, that may prefer to get involved in something like this.
Where a family-friendly community now becoming a living nightmare. Residents in Larchmont Village say it's all because of rampant prostitution. They say the obscene behavior often takes place just a few feet from their homes.
And they say it is getting worse despite their pleas to police for help. KTLA's Rachel Menatop is live from Larchmont Village with the story. Rachel?
Rick, people tell us that oftentimes an entire block will be filled with parked cars where people are engaging in sex, and then they'll throw out their trash and used items onto the street. This has actually been happening for many years, but lately it seems to be escalating. During the day, this Larchmont neighborhood is picturesque.
But at night, it's jumping.
Longtime homeowners say it's when the sun goes down that things become sketchy and the unwanted encounters begin.
They're taking advantage of a human need in a disgusting way.
Larry says he often wakes up to this. A woman barely clothed walking across the street, used condoms, sanitary napkins, tissues, and all kinds of remnants from illegal sex trafficking and prostitution.
I have to come out in the morning and scoop up used condoms with semen coming out of them. You can't imagine how disgusting it is, and to be able to have to do it every day, it's really quite remarkable.
Occasionally, sometimes it's violent. The sex workers and Johns are getting in fights with each other, they're screaming at each other, they're getting physical with each other.
Other nearby neighborhoods impacted are St. Andrew's Square, Windsor Square, and Koreatown. Karen Gilman says police advise them not to intervene. So instead, they've put up these signs letting the Johns and the pimps know they're on camera, and neighbors are recording their license plates and sending them over to LAPD.
We're working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Y'all do me a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up. The reason why I don't laugh at stuff like that anymore is because we never know who has them out there. I actually do want to pray for the people that are involved in this situation, because hopefully it's not anything like human trafficking. And you know, that would be terrible. Amen. Tell you the truth, a lot of women, the other ones, they'd rather do that than get a job. I'm not going to work no 9 to 5 when I can make that money in an hour or 2 tricks. That's what they say. Double tap that screen, get those likes up. We got to get on over to, where we going to go? We're going to go on over to this Orlando situation. I think that's what we're going to do. Matter of fact, I got it up for you on the board already. We got a situation here. I don't know if it's Orlando or wherever, but I'm going to tell you right now, I love to see strangers band together to help each other.
Keep your eye on this car. It's drifting across a busy intersection into oncoming traffic. The woman sprinting to help knows the driver. They work together. She realizes something is seriously wrong. It's a medical emergency. The woman behind the wheel is slumped over the steering wheel, but the brave friend can't stop the runaway car alone. You can see her waving frantically. That's when perfect strangers come together. First one, then two, 3, 4, a fifth. All hop out of their vehicles to lend a hand. Together, they stop the car. Then they try to open the doors to reach the unconscious driver. A woman finds a dumbbell in her car and gives it to one of the guys, and he uses it to smash a rear window and open the door. 911 calls start coming in.
We have an elderly woman that is unconscious at the wheel.
Is she breathing?
Yes, she is breathing.
There's a car. I think there's an incapacitated driver. They're trying to break into the car.
The drama unfolded in Boynton Beach, Florida. The driver, Lori Rabior, a seamstress, says she took medication on an empty stomach and became dehydrated.
That must be when I passed out because I hit a curb and then the car turned. That's when it went into traffic. I don't even remember leaving work.
With her is Jeanette Rivera, the brave co-worker who ran after the runaway car.
That must have been very scary.
You're my hero.
Another of the heroes, U.S. Staff Sergeant Juan Chavez. That's him running through traffic.
Honestly, I saw somebody that needed help and I just rushed to it. I didn't really think too much of it. I didn't really think too much about my safety at that point.
Why can't we be like this, all of us, and beautiful things like this happen? I love this right here.
Now Boynton Beach police are appealing for all those good Samaritans to come forward to meet a very grateful lady.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't even know how to thank you. Thank God for people like you.
Anybody know anybody named Phoebe? But first of all, you know what I want to do? I want to pray for the people that were there, those saving angels, as well as the person that was victimized. Hopefully she can get over that situation and get much healthier. And guys, let's pray for every single person that they have great spirit, they have great health, that they have prosperity, as well as their families that were involved in this situation. Amen. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I want to ask you guys, have you met Phoebe from San Diego? I mean, come on now, you gotta know Phoebe. She is phenomenal. She's black, black. Some might call her a 9, or a 10, depending on what you think about them. But I want you to see what this police canine named Phoebe can do and what her job is. I can't believe it myself. This dog, sniffs out electronic stuff. I'm like, how could she possibly sniff out electronics? You don't believe me? Let me show you what Phoebe can do. And you're going to get a different appreciation for service dogs right after you see this video right here. Let's double tap that screen and get those likes up. Really want you to see what this dog can do right here. I really got to get it over. I know I didn't play it already. Come on now. There you go, Phoebe. Let's get into it because she is so cute. I love black labs too. Let's go, y'all.
Your average police dog. This 2.5-year-old is San Diego PD's newest electronic detection canine. Her job, sniffing out hidden cell phones, SD cards, or hard drives used to store illegal images. As cute as she has an important role. Her nose is key to helping put child predators away. Sick. As 2.5-year-old English black lab Phoebe's on the hunt for electronics.
Show me. Yes, good girl.
She found a memory chip hidden under a table leg and a cell phone nearby. Phoebe can search underwater in a device buried 6 inches deep as well as high up, sniffing out an SD card tucked high up on a blind.
Her sniffing gets a little bit more fast. Sometimes she'll make like a grunting sound.
San Diego police is introducing us for the first time to their electronics detection canine. She joined the force last March to assist the Internet Crimes Against Children unit. She's trained to detect TPPO. That's a chemical in electronics, even when devices are hidden in walls or...
Okay. So there's a freaky guy, a pedo, right? And he's hidden an SD card somewhere in the house. This SD card has information on it, maybe of a child, maybe of something else that they want to get. That's where Phoebe steps in. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys.
Cars.
She went right in, found the laptop under the bed, found some things in a drawer, and then she hid out a window. And I was thinking, there's nothing, what are you looking at? And she sat and I asked her to show me and she jumped up and I took a step back and looked up. And of course there was a hidden camera above the windowsill that I don't think any of us would have caught. But
Phoebe was trained in Indiana and donated by the San Diego Police Foundation.
We've been tasked for her nose. We've been used for child abuse and a homicide case, looking for a cell phone.
But Phoebe also provides comfort, calming scared children during search warrants and giving detectives a moment of relief from the darkest cases.
We're in this business because we want to protect kids. We are also exposed daily to all of these videos and images and the cases and hearing what it has done to these families. And so she's very special in this office. Detectives will get up from their desk just to take a break, and she's right there.
She has a nose for justice and a heart for healing.
We have some fantastic detectives, and it's just great to have our little fur detective to help.
Good girl.
No, she's the
In Kurt Mesa, Abby Black, CBS 8.
She's the fur detective, you guys. Come on now. Y'all know y'all got to show some love for Phoebe over there. Y'all got to show some love for Phoebe. Come on now. Double tap that screen to get those likes up, because you know how we are about our four-legged animals and our friends and our family. And the fact that she has that ability and that skill, they'd be like, oh, she ain't going to find nothing because I ain't got no drugs in here. Oh, well, guess what? That's not the kind of dog that she is. Yeah, that SD card that you think you got hidden under the rug or plastered in the wall, she can smell through the wall. It's crazy. Let's double tap that screen to get those likes up, because I got love for who? Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Supernova. That's right, you guys. It's Supernova. He's training right now with mom, trying to get a little bit sassy, doing physical therapy work. Let's get a little quick notice and see what's going on with Nova with an update.
You can straighten them legs. Nova down.
Where the tree at? Go ahead, Lynn. We're going to have to get in the comments and say, he done did what you wanted him to do now. Where's the treat? Because, you know, we love giving out treats over here, especially if it's about that money, 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 money. If you guys are trying to make some money, all you got to do is hit that link in the description. You'll be able to make up to $820. How? We do surveys over here. There's 2 in there right now. Collectively, they're worth up to $820. So you guys, you'll make some money. I'll make some money too. Hopefully you fill out a survey and the money will come straight over to you today. That'll be a good blessing this morning. Have a nice $850 shoom, go straight over to the bank account. Or maybe you got a business, you're a traveling salesman, you're a lawyer. I don't know what you do. You're trying to promote your business? We'll help you, because we almost got 70,000 subscribers. We're getting close to that 100 mark, you guys, but we're going to keep on pushing forward. But what are we doing with those subscribers to help you guys get your word out? You're going to send us over all your promos. And what we're going to do, we're going to put it up in the post notification area over at YouTube. The only catch is you got to have it in a 1080 by 1080 size frame in order for it to fit the right way. You want to know where to send it to? Send your promos over to bridgethisllc@gmail.com. That's bridge, like the Brooklyn Bridge. This, not that, but this, llc@gmail.com. That's my email address, you guys. And guess what? I'm the one that responds to it. So if you send it over there, I'll make sure it goes up. Also, show ideas, storylines. I like to take you guys' content as well and your feedback from that. And what's going on with those openings, you guys? You guys got to help me out with these songs. Let me know what songs you'd like to hear me start off the show with. Send it to my email address, bridgethisllc@gmail.com. And you know what I'm about to tell you about right here, right? That's the Show Your Talent search. And it's sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. That's right, you guys. 14% alcohol by volume. It's available on the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. And without any other further ado, you know what I'm about to tell you about, right? The Show Your Talent search. That's right, where you can be a part of a talent search where you'll be able to make, boom, $250 in Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. And now we're accepting entries online. So when we set up at these locations with my DJ, DJ Don Dada, formerly of Black Ink Crew, because that's my DJ. When we set up at these locations, you guys can do the same thing that you're doing right now. The only difference is you can press that button and you can come on in, and the rest of the people will be able to see you go live. That's right, you guys. You'll be able to go live with me, and I'll be able to see your talent. And if you win, boom, $250 to you. And if you win the overall, that's right, you guys, either it's a single or a whole group, will win $1,000. $1,000. That's right, you guys. It's the Big Drip Hard Punch Show Your Talent Search, sponsored by Big Drip, hosted by BOOGOTTINYC. And again, if you want to be a part of the talent search, we're going to be starting it up probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks because it's getting warm and we can start moving around again. That's right, you guys. If you want to be a part of it, again, www.drinkbigdrip.com. And with that being said, what is it? It's Friday. Doom, doom, doom. Friday night. Go ahead, you guys have a fantastic day, because that don't mean that we ain't gonna still be here tomorrow and Purple Sunday and Monday again, because we do this every single morning. That's why we keep on telling you guys to hit that subscription button, hit that notification bell so that you know we're on. And that's right, every day, 6 o'clock in the morning, consistent for an entire calendar year. And we couldn't have did it without who? That man upstairs, because he keeps us together no matter what we go through, and each other, because I couldn't have done it without you guys. So with that being said, I'd like to get some middle day prayers going out for every single person in the chat, for our friends, family, as well as our animals. We're giving prayers up right now for Rebecca Lanyan Bueno. Thank you so much for being here. Miss Swanza, Casey, Shannon, Audrey, Miggity Mark. We got Liberty and Justice. I see Teddy over there as well. Miss Swanza. Who else we got? We got Vincent. Rebecca Lanyan Bueno. How you doing, sis? Give me an email. Let me know how you're doing. Shannon, how you doing, Liberty? I missed you yesterday. I'm so glad that you're able to come in today. And without any more further ado, we got Miggity Mark. We got Audrey, Liberty, Jeff, Jay Woods. People that we don't never forget. People like Miss Swanza, Sam Champion, Mark Dorfman. What's the other one? Jeffrey Spilker, and all of our bottom line family. This has been a great wrap up for Friday week. We'll be right back tomorrow. Amen, you guys. And with that being said, y'all could have went anywhere. The fact of the matter that you came in to chill with me on Friday, and I'll see you guys at the same time, 6 o'clock tomorrow. I appreciate you. So you know what we're about to do? Get 'em! Peace. See you guys tomorrow.